Manson up against Monkhurst. Up they'll go. Monkhurst didn't get off the ground. He still put his hand to the ball, and then his foot. It's come down toward his teammate, but a free kick has been paid, and it'll go to the Collingwood captain, Gavin Brown. Gavin Brown has got the ball almost on the centre-half back position. He's going short, kicks short. He'll see this young lad, John Hassel, who's on the field. He was nominated as interchange player. Doesn't surprise that he's a nominated player to start because he's very fast, very quick. Nobody can take the mark on the half-forward flank on the member stand side of the ground, but another free kick, and Collingwood's got another one. Over there to take this free kick will be Mark Richardson. He boots the ball down towards centre-half forward. Out came Severio Rocker. Couldn't get the mark, though. The ball went to ground. It'll be taken away by Zanotti. A quick hand pass has found his teammate, and he links up nicely. It's gone out there to McGregor. He's kicked it long up toward full forward. Hoggs down there. He can't take it under control. The ball's coming toward the boundary line. Wheeldon was there to Fitzroy, as to was Pert, the former Fitzroy boy, now playing with Collingwood, and it was Pert to take it over the boundary line to be thrown in. It's at the 50-metre line on the outer side. That's the side we broadcast from, incidentally, down here at Victoria Park. This time Monkhurst will take it out of the ruck. He handballs it over to Krasiska. That was good play. And on it goes now to young Butcher. Butcher of Collingwood down toward the centre wing position, has booted it out of bounds on the full, and the free kick will go to Fitzroy. No score on the INR scoreboard at this stage. Yes, Lou?
Well, as we predicted, Ballantyne is picking up Hogg, and Gary Pert's gone to the forward pocket, or the back pocket, and I think that may be a good move, Brian.
OK, so Roos took the free kick, got it to Manson, and here's BT.
And Manson, for his first kick, kicks long towards centre-half forward. This time it's John McCarthy comes out and takes a mark on the chest. He wastes no time, swings around on the right boot, bombs it long. He does make the distance, but for a minor score only. So the first score on the board for Fitzroy. They are one solitary behind. Collingwood yet to score. We're 3 minutes into this first quarter here at Victoria Park. A great crowd here, around about 20,000, 22,000 here at Victoria Park. We are bathed in sunshine, virtually no breeze, a slight breeze towards the Yarra Falls into the ground. In it comes from full-back. A short kick to the left full-back pocket there, and it's going to be Pert. Pert goes long, his only option, kicks towards Monkhurst. Monkhurst completely out positioned there by Manson. Manson flies high and takes a mark. He goes back. Monkhurst not looking too happy about that. Looks for the lead of the Fitzroy player. It goes over his head and through Pert's legs. Finally, Krasiska mocked up at the back. He swings onto that familiar left foot, looking for Kent Butcher, who's on the run out there. But it looks like a young Jason Baldwin out there to intercept the ball, take it over the line right in front of the Collingwood member stand, and it's going to be a boundary throw-in.
Well, I'm just looking to see who's picking up the Collingwood champion, Buckley, the recruit of the year, and I think it's young Cavan, and I believe young Cavan is the son of Brent Croswell.
That's correct.
Well, he's got a big task there, but that guy, Collingwood recruit,
Buckley.
Who? Buckley is a fantastic kick, isn't he?
Yeah, and a great player too. Yeah. The ball's been thrown in. It came down to Gavin Brown of Collingwood. He's booted up toward the centre of the ground. That's where he's nominated to play. But as Tommy Laff was telling us before, they don't stay there any longer. And Fitzroy comes charging down toward the half-forward line. Opportunity for Wheeldon. Got past his opponent. Pert was very slow. Wheeldon's kicked a goal. Great one. And there was plenty of shepherding going on down there by Hogg. And he held out Ballantyne and allowed the ball to go through for a big goal, and Wheeldon gets the first one on the board for Fitzroy. On the 3INR scoreboard, Fitzroy 1-1-7 and Collingwood are yet to score. Lou Richards.
Well, they're looking the most at the aggressive side at the moment, Brian, and they're playing with a lot of vigour, and they're attacking all the time. Collingwood, to me, seem as though they're playing behind, and I think what Collingwood have to do now is get Buckley into the action because he's their star. But that Kavanagh is really sticking like a mustard plaster to him at the moment.
And Pert's going to have trouble with Wheeldon, one would think, because of pace.
OK, the ball's been put down on the centre again. In goes Roos. There's a free kick to Fitzroy. Coming in over the top was Francis. Got his opponent in the back, and it was Jimmy Wine who's on the field for Fitzroy, not as an interchange player. So he opened the game. Wine looks across, tries to find a teammate. Up goes Fraser of Collingwood to intercept. Mark Zanotti comes through. A good effort. The ball comes across to Fitzroy, and Fitzroy's David Johnston whipped out the hand pass, It's gone on toward McGregor. Down goes the umpire, incidentally. McGregor fired at goal, a former Collingwood player, and has put it through for a minor score.
Well, at the moment, I would say that Fitzroy's got a lot more pace than Collingwood. Collingwood are standing flat-footed, and that's why Fitzroy are breaking away, and they're creating the loose man beautifully too.
They are 1-2-8, and Collingwood yet to score. The ball's been kicked in by Ballantyne to Butcher, right on his chest. Not a good kick by Butcher. In will go McGregor again, takes the mark, plays on quickly. Hand passing over there to his teammate in Kern Spawn, the former Essendon player. His left foot kick goes up into the teeth of goal. Nobody can take it under control. And the ball will go rush through. No, picked up again, this time by young Hassel. His hand pass for Collingwood was meant for his teammate in Butcher. It was a stray, and it's been finds itself out of bounds for a throw in. Now it's only 20 metres away from Fitzroy's goal. It's toward the big social club, Bob Rose stand.
Collingwood under plenty of pressure in their back line at the moment. Monkhurst flies hard. Manson goes up over the top. The ball spills to deck. It's a scramble play. Finally, a Fitzroy player gets a left foot snap out of the pack, and it goes out of bounds, and in fact out on the full. I thought it dribbled over the boundary line right in front of the opposition players' race there. That is the Fitzroy players' race in front of the Sharon stand.
Well, after we've played 6 minutes, I don't think the ball's been over the Collingwood half-forward line, Brian, and that's not a good sign. And, of course, you've got some big marks down that end of the ground, and they're not putting into the action at all, and Buckley hasn't been sided yet.
And normally the scoring end of the ground. It's going to be Pert to bring the ball back into play from that out of bounds on the full free kick. He's having trouble finding a lead there at the moment. Finally, he decides to go long. It's McCartney he looks for. Monkhurst flies up. He punches the ball to ground. But finally, it spills down to Butcher. He gets one too high. In fact, was it Butcher or Gavin Brown? It was the skipper and Gavin Brown. Courageous play by him, putting his head down and going straight through. Receives the free kick. He plays on with a little chip kick over to Krasiska. Krasiska marks the ball, and a spearing kick into Shane Watson finds a target. Watson on the lead there, marks. He gets straight back on the mark, kicks the ball long for Rocker. Rocker gives his opponent one in the back. The umpire calls play on. Fraser almost scooped it up into an open goal. Finally, he loses possession. Brian handballs it out, this time to Williams. Williams lines up the goal. He's kicked Collingwood's first of the season. Paul Williams there with an opportunist play, one could describe, intercepting the ball from the Fitzroy player there, and from 35 metres out, directly in front, Paul Williams put Collingwood's first goal on the scoreboard, and on the 3NIR scoreboard, it's Collingwood 1 goal, nothing, 6 points. They are trailing Fitzroy 1-2-8. Lou.
Well, I like the way that he picked that up too, because then once he got it, he threaded his way through the pack, and he left them for dead. And when Williams runs to an open goal like that, you can put down your glass. That's a great goal and a handy one. Maybe it'll give the Collingwood team a little bit more confidence.
And the ball down in the centre of the ground. Up goes Monkhurst, taps it down. This time to Mickey McGuan. Collingwood goes into attack. Up toward half forward. Coming out nicely for Fitzroy was the defence. They got it across again toward Ruse. Ruse linking up with Baldwin. He hand passes over to his running teammate. The ball now down toward half forward, and that was a good mark. And that mark has been taken by Brad Boyd.
Former Collingwood player.
Yes, another one. And he gives it over now to his teammate in Kavanagh. Kavanagh was the boy that got it down to him in the first place. And it goes down to McCarthy. McCarthy's kick's not a happy one for him. After he left the boot, you can see him shake his head. That was his problem at North Melbourne. He's kicked 2 behinds now in Fitzroy's score. On the 3INR, they're 1-3-9. Collingwood with 1 goal straight. The ball has been kicked very short. Just a chip kick over to Pert from Ballantyne. In goes Pert and kicks it very, very long. Beautiful pass up there to his teammate. And Gavin Brown has taken that mark. He boots it long. Downs up went Zanotti for Fitzroy. He couldn't take the mark. It did come to deck. It'll be picked up over here now by Jimmy Wind. He's found a teammate again, and they go forward, this time from Brad Boyd, up toward the full forward zone. Butcher of Collingwood will come in here. He'll relieve any pressure, although McGregor is having a great day on that wing. He's kicked this time back into the forward zone, but Ballantyne took the mark. The umpire, there's 3 umpires operating.
Free kick to Wilden, I think, is it?
No, it'll be James Manson. Manson interfered with there, according to that umpire Mark Westgarth, and he says Manson was interfered with.
Brave in front of the member stand, Harry.
Yes, It's not a good place to give him.
They're more definite about their play at the moment. Fitzroy going in for the ball, more confident than Collingwood. Collingwood are very hesitant. Until they can change their attitude, they'll be in serious trouble. It's a marvellous thing how Fitzroy seems to improve 100% when they play against Collingwood.
Well, James Manson lined him up, and he's managed to kick it out of bounds on the full.
Well, that's not a bad kick for James Manson. He could have kicked that into the railway yards, couldn't he, really?
All right, free kick will go to Butcher. The score on the 3INR scoreboard: Collingwood's 1 goal, Fitzroy 1 goal, 3-9.
Ken Butcher this time wastes no time, kicks long, McCartney's there, he can't gather the ball. Tony Francis dribbles it over the line and almost out of bounds. He appeals for the free kick, and finally the boundary umpire puts whistle in mouth and says, give it to me fellas, I'm going to throw it in. We're on the righter stand wing. McGregor for Fitzroy having a great game so far. I think he's lined up on Gavin Brown. In fact, that'll be a fantastic contest. Manson wins the ruck out against Monkhurst, knocks it to ground, comes down to the Fitzroy player there. He gets a quick kick off the ground, looks for Doc Wilden up in the square. Finally, Ballantyne comes over the top. Good spoil there. Mark Fraser swoops in on the ball. He can't pick it up, so he tries to soccer it off the ground. Gets a bit of support there from Ballantyne once again. The ball spilt to the ground. The Fitzroy player there, number 10 it was, in fact, Jeffrey Hogg, former Richmond player, held without the ball, or so he told the umpire, but the umpires awake up to that, and it'll be a boundary throw in left full forward pocket for Fitzroy, kicking to the Sharon stand end of the ground. Finally, the ball comes back into play. Ballantyne knocks it straight forward. Mark Fraser jumps on the ball. He picks it up, gets a little one over to McGuan. McGuan couldn't control the ball, and it dribbles once again out of bounds.
Brian, there's nothing definite about Collingwood's play at the moment. They're straggly, and the other mob are really going in first for the ball, and that's making the difference, and they're looking a better side, but it's early days yet.
No pattern in the Collingwood lineup at the moment. It's going to be McCartney to battle it out against Manson on the outer wing with a boundary throw, and it spills down to the ground. Brad Boyd picks it up, gets a little kick off the ground, but he's tackled by Fraser, and then finally it's Baldwin comes in. He gets a left foot kick. It only goes as far as Grisiska. Grisiska intercept. He does the same thing. Left foot kick over the shoulder, and it spills down to Matthew Armstrong. Matthew Armstrong plays on, but a misdirected kick there falls in the arms of Gavin Wright.
Yes, he was wrong-footed there, Armstrong. He's a natural left foot kick, so Wright gave it to his teammate McGuan. McGuan up to Buckley. Buckley hand passing over toward two teammates. Intercepted nicely by Roos. Well played, Roos of Fitzroy. Out to Zanotti. Zanotti to his running teammate in Boyd. He's booted it long, right down toward the half-forward flank. Line can't get into the game for Fitzroy. It's been knocked in the direction of the big fellow in Monkhurst for Collingwood. He was at centre half back. He relieves the pressure. He's kicked it out wide. He's found again his teammate. It's this time the captain, Gavin Brown, up long. Chance there for a big mark. He didn't take it. He might get a free kick here in Andrew Tranquilla. No, the umpire says play on. Ball comes back to ground. Here's an opportunity now for Watson. Watson of Collingwood chips it to Paul Williams. This will be danger. He takes the mark on the chest. And he's inside 50 to take the shot at goal at the Yarra Falls, or they think I call it this year the Country Road end.
Have a look at Butcher lurking over the back there,
well,
Harry.
I wouldn't kick at him there. He's in a shocking position. I'd have a go from that position where he is now at the moment.
Well,
Brian.
here's the long kick, Lou, and he should be able to make the distance from there.
But at the moment, I think the interest is lying on looking at Buckley, and he hasn't touched the ball yet. It's a beautiful goal.
And he put it through, Lou.
Well, that's a great goal, and the Magpies now moved to 2 straight goals, and they're 12 points on the board. They've hit the front, but I still think that Fitzroy are playing better football than the Magpies, more determined and getting themselves in front, and that's the name of the game. But I'm just interested to see how Buckley will go, because he's a better player than he's showing at the moment, so it's only early days. But
well, we've been playing now almost 13 minutes.
I don't think he's had a kick, has he?
He's had one hand pass.
Has he? Did he have one hand pass? How about that, Harry? You've got a genius of a brain.
Collingwood at 2 goals straight. They're 12 points at Fitzroy, 1-3-9. And Lou knew that about me when I umpired. And the ball comes out.
The worst umpire ever umpired
And
football.
the ball comes out on the left foot of Matty Armstrong.
Shocker.
For Fitzroy, down toward half forward. Here comes McCarthy for Fitzroy. Gets the boot right into the ball, but knocked away by Pert. Goes to ground. Opportunity down there for Collingwood through Hassel. My word, he's got some pace, that kid. And he's put it out to where the mark has been taken out here by McCarthy.
It wasn't a bad tip I gave you about Ballantyne playing at full back, and the reason why I got that, I suppose, the brothers were selectors.
Okay, so he sent it over to Monkhurst, and Monkhurst in turn to Buckley, and Buckley's had his first kick for Collingwood. He's booted it long, right down to Xaverio Rocker. Rocker plays the ball on in front of him. He's done it brilliantly, and he's put it through for a big one. Great goal there by Rocker. Not only did he gather the ball, he gathered it in general play. It was bounced in front of him. He knocked it on rather than pick it up and get grabbed. He got away from his opponent, gathered the ball with one grab, and then put it on the right boot from almost on the boundary line on the scoreboard side of the ground. That's the members' side up the country road end, and he's put it through for a big goal, and Collingwood a 3 goals straight, 18 points. Fitzroy 1 goal, 3-9.
Well, that's the beauty of Buckley's play. When he does get the ball, he never wastes the kick. He delivered that trip. The bounce came the right way for the big fella, and he kicked the goal.
Back in the centre, Monkhurst yet to win a tap down. Manson wins that one. It goes nowhere, straight to Graham Wright. He kicks long, and this time it's going to be held up in defence through Peter Satori there, I think it is. In fact, it's the full-back in Hawking. Hawking takes plenty of time to where he's going to deliver this ball. He looks out in the direction of Manson. Manson flies high. The big fist from Monkhurst over the top brings the ball to the ground. He's first to recover. Well done, the big fella. Gets off a handball to Gavin Brown. He cops one in the back, but does get boot to the ball. And Andrew Tranquilli, diving hard at the ball there, almost met a brick wall. And finally the ball spills out of ground, out of bounds.
Fitzroy guys hit the fence.
He has.
Brian, yeah.
He has, but he gets too strong. Armstrong gets to his feet. Now we're on the right half forward flank for Collingwood, kicking to the Yarra Falls into the ground. Collingwood 3 straight goals, 18 lead. Fitzroy 1-3-9. The ball comes back into play. This time it stacks on the mill. 4 or 5 players jump on the ball, and the field umpire in Rowan Saws is forced to come in and bounce the ball. Just out of Collingwood's 50-metre zone on the outer side of the ground. We're bathed in sunshine here at Victoria Park. The windsock is now limp, Harry, and is not moving at all. It's Richardson to do the ruck work. He knocks the ball down to McGuan. McGuan on the left foot, looks over the top to Buckley, and he goes off. Great kick there, Mickey McGuan. A little snap kick over the top. He could have quite easily gone for goal, but he does find Nathan Buckley 25 metres out of goal.
Now, I'm not a betting man, but you could put your glasses down and go back. If I was playing for Collingwood now, I'd be in the centre waiting for the bounce, because this bloke doesn't miss these goals. He's such a fantastic kick.
Well, none of them are going back, Lou.
I'm not one to make rash prediction, but you watch this kick right through the middle. Look.
Oh, right
there you are. I told you to go through the point post and the goal post. I missed it.
A minor score only there to Nathan Buckley. That brings
most unusual.
First minor score. They are 3-1 and 19. They lead Fitzroy 1-3-9 on the 3INR 96.5 FM scoreboard.
And I'll tell you what, the crowd here today would be round about 27,000, and that's a marvellous crowd when you consider where the position of Fitzroy and the amount of supporters they've got. It just shows you the backing that Collingwood have when there's a big match on at Victoria Park or anywhere they play, Harry.
Okay, they're right there, Lou, because Hawkins kicked the ball back in. It's come to Baldwin, takes the mark, hand passes back to his teammate in Hawkins, holding the ball against Lou's favourite kid in Nathan Buckley. And the free kick goes back to little Jimmy Wind. Wind to Fitzroy to take this kick. And he boots it down toward the big fellow. They'll fly for this one. Monkhurst was in front, should have taken it. When it came to McCarthy, Fitzroy lost it, and it'll be a ball up. Umpire this time, this is young Mark Prince, the newer umpire coming in to bounce the ball. It's between the centre and the centre wing position on the outer side of the ground. It's in front of the broadcasting point, as a matter of fact. And there's Monkhurst up against Manson. Manson again has managed to get the hands to the ball. Tapped at the ground. Hassel picks it up, though. He got it out to McCarthy. McCarthy's hand pass intercepted by Fitzroy's Baldwin. He'll go straight down to his teammate and found him in Kernan Smawn. And a long hand pass goes over now to McGregor. And he's been kicking very poorly. He's been in the play a heck of a lot. And he's kicked it out of bounds on the full.
It's still a pretty aggressive side, Fitzroy. They're having a go, but I think they're starting to lag a bit at the moment, Brian.
Yes, they are, and it's going to be Ballantyne to bring the ball back into play. He goes long, this time to the right of stand into the ground, and a spectacular mark up over the top there by the Fitzroy player. Can't quite pick up who it is. It may be Hawking out there. Nevertheless, Fitzroy players have the ball. This time they look for the lead of Doc Wielding. He pushes Monkhurst straight in the back, and the umpire's right on the spot there and says, yes, it's your free, Damien. Damien Monkhurst, full back for Collingwood, is going to receive the free kick in front of the members' stand end of the ground.
Brian, full marks to Monkhurst there. He backed into the pack, and that's the only alternative the other guy had to push him in the back. It was a professional free kick.
Monkhurst gets it out wide to McCartney. McCartney takes an unattended mark there. He looks long to Tranquilli. Tranquilli, the youngster for Collingwood, in front, does the right thing. Fraser's there to pick up the crumbs, but Baldwin's too quick for him. He gets onto his left foot. This time the ball goes nowhere. It goes far as Kent Butcher. Kent Butcher on the bounce, picks it up. This time he looks long towards Richardson and to Nathan Buckley. And Nathan Buckley takes a spectacular mark, pushing his opponent out one side, then diving to the opposite side and gathering the ball in. Great mark there from Buckley. He wastes no time, looks for the leader, Rocker. Rocker should have taken a chest mark there. It spills to ground. He scoops it off the ground. And unlucky play there by Rocker. He did have another opponent in front of him and may have just missed-sighted the ball a little. Nevertheless, the ball has gone out of bounds at the Yarra Falls end of the ground. And Collingwood lead 3-1-19 to Fitzroy 1-3-9 on the 3INR football scoreboard.
Gee, that's a mouthful, isn't it?
It certainly is. 96.5 on the end as well.
As the ball is thrown in goes that boy Tranquilly for Collingwood. He loses the run of it, comes down towards Zanotti, who also overran the ball and putting his body in. Oh, that's great play down there by Watson of Collingwood. Hand passed out to Graham Wright. He ducks around 3 opponents. Lou used to do that. And then he kicks it long, right into the forward pocket. Hawking goes up against Buckley, knocks it over the boundary line. There'll be a throw-in.
That's not right, Harry. I'd allude about 7 opponents for that one. But Collingwood are certainly playing better now, Brian. They're attacking all the time, and just a little bit of bad luck. They could have kicked a couple more goals, really.
And Buckley coming into the game.
That's right.
And the ball's been thrown in. There is the full back for Fitzroy getting the tap out.
I think that's the sign of a great player, that you can put him out of the game and all of a sudden, before you know where you are, he's back in the game again. That's the style of Buckley, isn't it?
Yes, it certainly is.
And up goes young Hawking again for Fitzroy, rucking against Rocker. He tapped it to the ground okay, came out to his teammate, and Brad Boyd booted it with the left boot, and he's booted it, and it's been touched to go out of bounds. Half-back flank in front of the members' stand. That's the rider stand. Some famous names up here for various stands. And big Paul Roos from behind tries to tap it away from Mark Richardson. A stack of players come over the top of the ball. The umpire will race in and he'll bounce it up. Rowan Saws out there as the third umpire up in the goal area, the 50-metre area for Collingwood. They're kicking down to the country road end, and he's saying to himself, Jingos, how easy is this to get a couple of $1,000 a week? As he stands around, doesn't have to do anything, and the ball goes out of bounds.
That's what I said to you, that's being over-umpired, and it's not necessary. Look, it takes the 2 of them to get it right without having 3 making mistakes.
Harry, at the moment, we've got 9 people that are participating in the game on the ground. Can you believe that? 9 people.
Plus, you've got the goal umpires and you've got the videos that change the goal now.
Well, here's a missed kick by Fitzroy. That came from Ross Line. It went over there to McGregor. He missed badly. It was a chance for Wright of Collingwood. Unfortunately, messed it up, but it was intercepted by the big fellow in Roos. Roos got it over to his teammate in turn, who was Bain, and now it's gone down to Baldwin. Baldwin to Fitzroy, booting down to the half-forward line that came from almost the full-back line with 2 kicks. Back it goes to Baldwin now. He's on the outer side of the ground. He's kicking it into a lead. Manson can't take the mark. It's gone to ground. Hogg unselfishly does play and figure in this play. Then eventually it lobs with Trent Cummings, and Cummings fires at goal. He was only 25 metres out. He was directly in front of goal, and was a bad opportunity missed there by Fitzroy. He goes through for a minor score.
There's no doubt about it. They've been knocked from pillar to post, Fitzroy. Everyone's having a go. They're down the drain as far as finance is concerned, but you've got to give the players and the club credit, because there's a tremendous fighting spirit every time they go for the ball. They're fighting for their life, and they're doing a marvellous job here, really, when you think about it.
The ball kicked short for Pert. Pert in turn takes the mark and kicks down to Monkhurst. Monkhurst over there to Butcher. Butcher runs on. He got the ball down to his teammate in McCartney. McCartney messed up an opportunity for Collingwood. Fitzroy intercept. That was Stretch. Stretch in turn over to Baldwin. He's had a million kicks, that kid Baldwin. In fact, they're winning on both wings, Fitzroy, as McGregor's featuring in the play as well. And there was a high tackle as Manson tried to grab hold of Tranquilly, and Tranquilly of Collingwood will take the free kick. He's on the half-back line and sees the lead by Buckley, and Buckley marks. Now, Buckley's virtually on centre wing, outer side of the ground, and he'll boot right down to Rocker. He'll try and get a lead by Rocker. No, he's decided not to bother about that. In fact, he puts it right into the hands of Zanotti of Fitzroy, and Zanotti takes an easy mark in front of Mark Richardson. Immediately when he picks the ball up, he wants to play on. Umpire Rowan Saws says, well, I'll get my money pretty easily. I'm going to tell you now to go back and kick over your mark.
Buckley did the right thing there, looking back into the centre corridor, but unfortunately all the leads were going to the boundary line. I guess Lee Matthews, that's where he wants the ball directed, into that centre corridor area. And unfortunately, Richardson was caught behind.
Well, here's Zanotti now of Fitzroy. He's been able to kick over the mark. He gets
Good
down
mark.
toward line. Lou said it was a mark.
I
the
thought
umpire
it was.
said no, and the ball's kicked off the ground. Butcher will go there for Collingwood. He'll be able to defend easily to McCartney, his teammate. Another hand pass to Graham Wright. Right on the right boot is looking for somebody to lead up. It was Richardson to do that. He's got hold of it. Oh, he's grabbed high. Play on calls the umpire. Now he's looking for Rocker. Rocker's coming from behind. Hawking was in front for Fitzroy. Williams has been well tackled. Play on again, calls the umpire. It comes down to Roos. Roos says it's a hand pass out to his teammate. He gives it out to Keenan Spawn. Spawn in turn to McGregor. Back to Spawn. And now it's over to Boyd. Boyd of the former Collingwood player, featuring in the play. He hand passes back in the direction of McGregor. He can't pick it up, but his teammate does in McCartney. It'll come back now to Boyd, not to 10 metres or 15 metres. And the umpire called play on. Armstrong in turn picks it up for Fitzroy, gives it to Satori, and Satori in turn, he's got teammates galore. Spawns there, takes an easy mark. He's 5 metres out. He decides to play on. And how far the cherry that one, as it goes through for an easy goal. Even Spawn from that distance couldn't possibly miss, and he didn't. And on the 3 INR scoreboard, Fitzroy get another goal. However, Collingwood lead 3-1-19 to Fitzroy 2-4-16. Here's the comment from Luke.
Well, I think that Fitzroy are not, the side's not as good as the Collingwood team, but they're playing with so much determination you just couldn't write them off. And okay, when you keep on trying like they are, certain breaks come your way, and that happened that time there. And Collingwood made a couple of fatal mistakes by trying to overhandle the ball instead of going directly down to Rock if they possibly can. They're not doing that at the moment.
Collingwood lead by 3 points here at Victoria Park, kicking to the Victoria Falls end of the ground. Bounce down, comes out, and Gavin Scissors marked that ball centre half back. He plays on, switches play across to the opposite side of ground. That is the rider stand. He finds up Paul Williams. Paul Williams, the dasher, takes 1 bounce, 2 bounce, gets the handball over the top to Butcher. He takes a bounce and then looks for the lead of Rocker. Rocker caught behind. It's Zanotti in front, knocks the ball down. Jimmy Wine gets a quick handball out to nowhere and over the line and out of bounds, half forward flank for Collingwood at the Yarra Falls end of the ground. That's the main scoreboard end. Collingwood lead by 3 points. We're 25 minutes into this first quarter here at Victoria Park. It's going to be Satori and Richardson to do the ruck work in the forward line for Collingwood. Richardson goes up, out bustled there by doesn't try to knock it down, finally gets a handball out to McGregor. Tony Francis intercepts, he gets one in the back from the umpire, peels for the free kick, the umpire calls play on, finally Francis gathers the ball in cleverly, kicks a little kick over his shoulder. Richardson gets one in the back and the umpire's found this one. It's going to be Mark Richardson, 65 metres out on the rider stand side of the ground. Richardson, what's he going to do with it? Look for the read of Rocker. Rocker signals kick it along to the square. That he does. Rocker's against 4 opponents there and Satori in front takes a well-judged mark. Well done Ian Satori. Satori gets a handball out this time to Hawking, the fullback. Hawking gets it over the top to Stephen Stretch, the former Melbourne player. He takes 1 bounce, 2 bounce, coming through the centre corridor of the ground. Looks for, it looked like Baldwin there. Baldwin knocks it down to Zanotti. Zanotti runs through the ground, has a pop shot at goal and is off to the right-hand side and a minor score only. Mark Zanotti had plenty of time there. Should have taken a little more time over the kick and perhaps a 6-point score would have been resultant, but a minor score only. Fitzroy 2-5-17, trail the Pies 3-1-19. Lou.
Well, they're much more deft than Collingwood, even though they're trailing by, 2 points. And I personally think they should have been, well, they should be a little bit further in front. There's the siren to end the quarter, and we see Collingwood not looking that impressive. 3 goals, 1-19 to Fitzroy, who's showing a lot of guts and a lot of determination. And to my way of thinking, are playing the better football. 2 goals, 5-17, 2 points the difference. And I think that the Magpies, unless they lift their game, they could be in a bit of serious...
To take that tap out, the ball comes back to Ruse. Ruse of Fitzroy boots it long. Krasiska's got an opportunity for Collingwood. Will he get there first? No, he didn't. The ball went to ground. It's going to be picked up by Ross Line. Line for Fitzroy, booting into the open space. It's going back in the direction of Hassel, though. Hassel of Collingwood with a long hand pass, links up beautifully with Butcher. Butcher went for a hand pass, went straight up in the air. That gave an opportunity to his opposition player in Cummings, but again it was Hassel to come through. He's got great pace. He'll hand pass the ball over to his teammate Butcher. Butcher in turn down here toward Mickey McGuan. McGuan of Collingwood's booted it long. He's looking for Rocker. Rocker up in front. Came from behind actually. Then worked his way in front of Zanotti of Fitzroy. And Rocker, the Collingwood full forward, has a chance to kick his second goal. In the first quarter, Collingwood kicked 3 goals, 1. The goal kickers were Williams 2 and Rocker 1. And for Fitzroy, who kicked 2-5, Wielden and Spawn were the goal kickers there. Rocker's about 45 metres out as he lets go. The ball's on its way. The goal umpire doesn't move. He looks up and it sails straight over his head, and up go those 2 hands in precision, just as though it was a 6-shooter. And he signals a goal. And Rocker's now got 2. Collingwood's got 4. And on the 3 INR scoreboard, Collingwood are 4 goals, 125. Fitzroy 2-5-17. And Tony Woods joins us right now as the special comments man. Tony, well, you've played with both these clubs, and of course today, what, are you injured or what?
No, Harry, I'm just, I had a late start to the season. I had a knee operation in October, and so I started training mid-January, so I'm still got to catch up a few games.
Okay, ball bounced in the centre. Neither ruckman got a decisive knockout, and Armstrong, he pounced upon the ball for Fitzroy. He's got it now under control. He's wrong-footed again because he's a natural left foot kick, but that right foot kick goes up toward Hogg, can't take the mark. Oh, that tackle's too high, I'd say. Play on called the umpire. McCarthy or Fitzroy got it. Oh, lovely play. He spotted Satori there on his own, and Peter Satori gets up and takes the mark. Satori, the former Carlton player, we spoke about him before the match, Brian and myself. He's a player that really could dominate. There's a chance to goal. He's not far out, and he's kicked it. He's stabbed it at the goal, and he's put it through. Well, there's no Fitzroy supporters behind that goal down there. You can say that for sure, Tony, because there was no reaction. Fitzroy 3-5-13, Collingwood 4 goals, 125.
All I know, Harry, is that firstly it's an honour to sit next to you, to hear your dulcet tones over the radio again. And the second thing is that the boys are going to be feeling the heat out there because it's really hot. It was hot in the during the second game, and it'll be even hotter now.
Back into about that. Here's BT.
Back into the centre of the ground. Satori moved into the ruck against Monkhurst. Monkhurst struggling a little bit in the ruck at the moment, perhaps with the heat, as Tony Woods just mentioned. Satori wins that one down. Only goes as far as Francis. He pounces on the ball, gets a little handball out in front. Should have received a free kick there. McGregor hung onto him, but the umpire calls play on. McGregor kicks long down towards Hogg there, but Hogg has given away the free kick to Ballantyne. Ballantyne has done a fantastic job on Jeff Hogg so far, limiting to no possessions, one would think, and it's going to be Ballantyne with the free kick. He's at the Yarra Falls end of the ground. Collingwood are kicking to the members' stand end of the ground. Ballantyne kicks it out towards, this time it looked like Nathan Buckley. Nathan Buckley couldn't mark the ball, brings the ball to ground and dribbles it over the line and out of bounds. The boundary umpire is going to throw it in just in front of the rider stand there, slightly towards the Yarra Falls into the ground. The boundary umpire throws it back in. It's going to be Krasiska against Brad Boyd to do the ruck work. Krasiska wins down towards McGuan. McGuan paddles the ball around and finally gets one over the top, and the umpire agrees and says it's your kick, Mickey. In the meantime, Gavin Brown has got tangled up with his opposing player as well. McGuan to take the ball, right half-back flank for Collingwood. McGuan looks one way, decides not to go that way. The lead's not on there. He looks back into the centre of the ground, taking a long time to dispose of it. Mickey McGuan, he finally decides to go long. A good 60-metre kick, looking for Stephen Ryan there. He couldn't mark the ball. The Fitzroy player in Dunstan almost got his head ripped off, finally gets rid of the ball, and this time it's the Fitzroy player kicking it out to Baldwin. Baldwin's had a million possessions, but this time the ball beats him over the line and out of bounds, and Jason Baldwin on the rider stand wing playing a great game here for Fitzroy.
They've
right
won
in
on
front.
the wings, haven't they?
Yes, they have. They with McGregor on the other wing, he's done an outstanding job as well. Graham Wright getting back into the game. This time it's Monkhurst and Satori, the two ruckmen on the ball at the moment. Monkhurst wins that one down as far as Baldwin, and once again almost out of bounds. In fact, the umpire has said it is out of bounds. Give it to me, fellas. Right in front of the players' race, in front of the rider stand for Collingwood. Collingwood at the moment lead 4 goals 125 to Fitzroy 3-5-23. We're 6 minutes into this second quarter here at Victoria Park.
And coming up right over the top for Fitzroy was that boy Boyd, and the Boyle has gone back right into the centre of the ground. McGregor again for Fitzroy. He's got another kick, a mark, and a long kick. That almost a free kick to Fitzroy. Yes, spotted. It was spotted. He was grabbed. Did not have the ball.
McCarthy.
And McCarthy of Fitzroy at centre. Well, he's closer than centre half forward. He's only a matter of 35 metres out at the Country Road end. That's the big scoreboard end here at Collingwood. And he should really kick this, although he's not a very accurate kick, Tony, is he? Not a reliable kick, McCarthy.
He does tend to spray him around a fair bit, but on his day he's capable of kicking a big tally.
Well, in comes John McCarthy. It won't even make the distance, this one, from 35 to 40 metres out as the ball goes to ground, picked up by Johnny Ballantyne, gets away from Hogg. Ballantyne, the former Footscray player, playing full back, used to play in the forward line up there. He looked for a teammate over there, couldn't find him. That was Ryan, the former Richmond player. He couldn't take the mark. It went to ground, picked up by Line. Line fires towards centre half forward, and his teammate has taken the mark there. And this should be a good opportunity again for McCarthy to put this one through.
Well, that last kick of McCarthy's was an ordinary one, to say the least. This time he's kicking from the opposite side of the ground, the outer side of the ground. He's on the slightest of angles, Harry. About 45 degrees. He's going to be kicking from about 45 metres out by the time he comes in and puts boot to ball.
Well, we'll see what the result is. He'd be very disappointed with his kicking. He's kicked 2 behind so far. This time he's got behind the ball, but it's another minor score. And it's just one more point to Fitzroy. That's the third he's kicked, the third minor score. And Fitzroy 3-6-23, Collingwood 3-6-24, Collingwood 4-1-25. It's 1 point the difference. Going in short was Butcher. Butcher takes the mark from the kick in, tried to find Monkhurst. Again, he missed. The ball went to ground, stretched, picked it up. He's been a great player for Melbourne. He got it down now to his teammate, and here's an opportunity for Cumming to go in an open goal. And it's a poor kick.
Out of bounds.
It's actually hit the behind post, and therefore it'll be thrown in right beside the behind post. The boundary umpire picking the ball up. Tony Wood joined us here for his special comments. We'll go to him in just a moment or two. The ball now being thrown in. Satori up there in front, did it well. Down to another teammate, this time in Brad Boyd. He's fired at goal. I think he's put it through. He has. And Boyd, the former Collingwood player, has put it through, and Fitzroy hit the front. Fitzroy have gone to 4 goals, 6, a total of 30 points. Collingwood 4 goals, 125. Tony.
It's actually quite ironic, actually, that Boyd put that through. He was the player involved in the swap when I came across to Collingwood, and now he's there at Fitzroy, and good luck to him. You know, he's played well since he's gone across, and shown there by kicking that goal.
What's the ground like out there, Tony? Is it reasonably firm?
Beautiful, Brian. It's got a nice cover of grass on it, but it is firm, so players shouldn't have any trouble holding their footing.
Back in the centre of the ground, Monkhurst comes from the side against Satori. Satori easily wins this one down, goes straight to Armstrong. Armstrong comes streaming through the centre. This time he gets onto the preferred left foot, and a spectacular kick, and an equally spectacular mark there by Jeffrey Hogg in front, this time of Ballantyne. What a superb mark by Jeff Hogg. The first opportunity he's had to lead hard at the ball, and a brilliant foot pass from Matthew Armstrong streaming out of the centre finds Hogg. Now Hogg 35 metres out on the slightest of angles, slightly on the outer side of the ground, kicking to the Yarra Falls end of the ground. He has no breeze at all to contend with. He's just got to guide this ball onto the boot nice and straight, and there won't be any problems. Hogg is a great kick for goal. There's no question about that. In he comes. His first game for the Fitzroy Football Club. Jeff Hogg, can he kick his first score? In he comes. There it is, straight through the middle. He is a very accurate kick. That is Hogg's first goal for Fitzroy, and it is Fitzroy's 5th goal. They are 5 goals, 6-36, leading Collingwood 4-1-25. We're 10 minutes into this second quarter here, and you're listening to 3INR Football on 96.5.
Yes, Tony Woods.
Yeah, it looks like Fitzroy definitely winning across the centre, feeding the ball down the forward line, which makes it hard, especially on a day like this for the back line. So we need a little bit of a lift from the guys in the centre and across on the wings.
And wasn't that boy Jeffrey Hogg was so thrilled to get that? He ran straight up to the centre, towards the centre of the ground, and his teammates really grabbed hold of him and embraced him. The ball goes down to ground. Zatori had a chance to get it over to Armstrong. Armstrong was tackled too high, said the umpire, and a 50-metre penalty now. This will be dangerous.
Oh, costly.
Because, no, the ball will come back. Armstrong didn't know he got a ticky touch 50 metres.
Well, that's going to bring him to about 25 metres directly in front, Harry.
I think more. It'll be probably more like 40.
Well, out comes the Collingwood runner anyway to tell the Collingwood player that perhaps that wasn't the right thing to do.
Well, here's an opportunity for Armstrong. He's a very, very nice kick. He's a natural left foot kick, and he's moving in now. He's kicking down to the country road end, round, and of course everything bathed in sunshine today. He moves in, it's on its way, it's a perfect goal. You don't have to worry about that one. And it's through for another big goal. Costly mistake by Collingwood there, and Tony will tell us about it in a moment, but Fitzroy go further ahead on the 3INR scoreboard. They're 6-6 now, and that's a total of 42 points. Collingwood are 4-1-25.
He's a great kick, Dogsy, and just quietly, Harry, I've got him as my first pick in my dream team. He's
Really?
Very underrated and picks up a lot of kicks, and also kicks a lot of goals too.
Tony Shaw under the ground for the Pies. He goes straight into the centre. The umpire bounces it down. Richardson into the ruck for Collingwood. He gets it down towards Fraser. Fraser dashes through the centre, gets a quick handball off. It's intercepted by Fitzroy, however, through Stephen Stretch. Stretch gets the ball out. It goes nowhere in particular. Through comes a strong play there by Stephen Ryan of Collingwood. Ryan gets it out to Butcher. Butcher piddles the handball along the ground to Tony Shaw, and Tony Shaw can't gather the ball. Cops one in the back, but the umpire calls play on it, and it goes over the line. Couldn't find another word there, Harry. I'm sorry about that.
That's okay.
But it has gone.
It's the first time the ground got wet.
It has gone over the line and out of bounds on the outer wing here at Victoria Park. The boundary umpire throws it back in. Richardson does well against Satori. Fairly even duel there. Gavin Brown tackles Satori. It spills out to Francis. Francis can't gather the ball cleanly. He's gathering along in front of him. He cops one high, and yes, he's going to receive the free kick finally by the umpire. Perhaps it should have come 2 or 3 seconds earlier.
He hasn't had much of the play at all, Tony Francis, yet, has he?
No, I unfortunately missed the first quarter. I was in down, but he's
Three
certainly...
kicks is all he's had.
Francis gets the
Three
ball on
possessions.
towards centre half forward for the lead of Rocker. He goes up, doesn't even contest the mark. It spills down to McGregor. He's been a sensational player for Fitzroy. It stacks on the mill there. Gary Pert comes through, sockers it off the ground. It's dribbling towards the goals. It's not going to make it. Zanotti cuts it off and runs it through the behinds for a minor score. Great play there by Gary Pert. He's wandered down from full back. Or has he been moved into the forward line? In fact, Gary Pert has been moved into the forward line on the scoreboard at the moment. Collingwood 4-2-26, trailing Fitzroy 6-6-42. 12 and a half minutes into this second term. You're looking at 3INR football, Harry.
And here is Hawking, the Fitzroy fullback. And that zone defence has been operated here by Collingwood, but they've got away with it. Fitzroy, as Zanotti was able to lead into an open area, and Zanotti takes the mark for Fitzroy. Zanotti is saying to the umpire, and it's Rowan Saws, what about a 50 metre? He never let me go.
Silly
and there is the ball going across to Hawkins. Hawkins running up past his opponent, got hold of the ball, kicked it with the left boot. It's come loose though. Opportunity here for Collingwood now. Gavin Brown got it out to McGuan. McGuan's kicked it long, right down to the teeth of goal. A easy mark to Perth. He's sitting back, smoking the cherry.
I don't think anyone's picked him up since he's gone down there, Harry.
And he's got the easiest kick in his league career. And he's had 200. This is his 203rd game.
It's going to be a tough conversion there from there, Harry, on the boundary line.
Well, he's not going to even attempt it. No, good play, good stuff. Straight out to Ryan, who was one of the interchange players, the former Richmond player. And Ryan is now directly in front and 25 metres out, and Collingwood need the goal. Fitzroy's booted 4 in 10 minutes. To Collingwood's 1 by the reliable Rocker, the full forward. That was his second for the day. And now we find Ryan coming in to booted goal. He's directly in front. He'll be expected to kick it, and he does. And it's through for another goal. Collingwood moved to 5 goals to a total of 32. Fitzroy 6-6-42. It's 10 points of difference on 3INR. And Megan's got some scores from around the grounds. Yes, Megan?
Out at Waverley, St Kilda are 5 goals 4-34 to Hawthorn 8 goals 5-53. Out down at the MCG, Essendon 2 goals 8-20 to the West Coast 2-1-13. And down at the Western Oval, Footscray leads 6-1-37 to Richmond 3-4-22.
Okay, ball back in the centre. The umpire about to put it down. Umpire Rowan Saws, and it's a perfect bounce. Up they'll go, the ruckman, to knock it out, and Collingwood got that through Mark Richardson. He tapped it to the ground but didn't go far. In fact, it's still in the circle. The players tumble over the top of it, and they're going to practice the bouncing again. The umpire moves in, down it goes. Richardson against Satori. Satori got that for Fitzroy, but they can't get it out, and it's another ball up. Well, this is a bit of a problem, Tony, isn't it, when you can't get the ball out from scrimmages?
Well, it is, Harry, but I think it's very important now to man up and get that first kick out of the bounce.
Okay, we'll see if Collingwood can get it this time. Up they go. Satori got the tap out. It came out in the direction of Fitzroy Spawn. He can't get it away. The ball, it's got another stack of players, and again, the umpire blows the whistle. I can't get it out of the centre.
Well,
you try, BT.
If you're an umpire, Harry, nothing more certain than there'll be a free kick hanging on the next opportunity here. This time the umpire puts it down. There's 25 players in the centre of the ground. Satori wins a clean knockout. It only goes as far as Graham Wright. He gets a slick handball off to McCartney. It goes through his leg. Fitzroy recovered through McCarthy. McCarthy from 50 metres looks for the lead of Baldwin, is it? Is it Baldwin there in the left full forward pocket for Fitzroy?
Armstrong.
Looks like Matty Armstrong.
Matty Armstrong's moved down into the forward pocket. And a great kick there by McCarthy. He could have actually gone for goal there if he'd wished. He was 45 metres out running directly in towards goal. He's looked for the lead of Armstrong. It is Armstrong. He lines up on his left foot. He's 35 metres out on a 45-degree angle. Fitzroy lead by 10 points. In comes Armstrong. The umpire moves across to his left-hand side, and I think it's a goal. Yes, it is. Matthew Armstrong has kicked Fitzroy's 7th goal. They move on to 7 goals, 6-48. And Collingwood are 5-2, 32. We're 15 minutes into the second quarter here at Victoria Park. Tony, that possession was very important then.
Yeah, I think that highlighted the fact that, especially at this level of footy, you can't afford to let the ball go behind you, especially in the back line, because it's just it results in an immediate turnover, and in that case, a goal.
Matty Armstrong's 2nd goal. Back in the centre of the ground.
He's playing full forward for some reason.
He is. Brown wins this one down. It goes to Wright. Wright goes around the ball. He doesn't pick it up. McGregor swoops on it. He's had a great game for Fitzroy so far. A kick to nowhere though. Brown picks it up. Kicks it down towards Rocker. Rocker's caught behind, but he shrugs his opponent off. He's going to get a kick at goal. It's a snapshot right from the boundary. And just in front of the member stand there, Severio Rocca has kicked a minor score. So Collingwood very quickly out of the centre, their reply with a minor score as Jason McCartney leaves the ground. And it looks like Andrew Tranquilli to come on in his place. Collingwood 5-3-33, trail Fitzroy 7-6-48.
And Hawkins goes short. In fact, he kicked it with the left boot straight out to Zanotti. Zanotti's an interesting type player by Jove. He's always in the play, and he doesn't know which way to go now. He stood still. He let time go by. Now he moves. One bounce and two. Kicks up towards Satori. Try to mark it one hand. In comes the new Fitzroy player on the ground over there. That was Kevin Owen. He's not really all that new because he came from Melbourne last year. The ball went out to Fraser. Fraser of Collingwood kicked it short, and Paul Williams took the mark. McGuan was calling for it. He's still calling for it. Nobody's bothered to line him up. He's inside 50 after taking the mark. Goes for the pass and puts it down his teammate's throat.
Andrew Tranquilli.
Now Tranquilli is in the forward pocket. It's almost, he's gone back to the edge of the Bob Rose stand, and he's going to have a shot at goal. That he didn't catch his teammate right out in his own there, Tony, so he really should kick this goal now.
Yeah, he's a good kick, AT, and I don't think he'll have any problems putting this through.
Well, it's a severe angle, and the goal umpire says it's a point. So twice now we've had
Never commit yourself, Tony.
Yeah, I've just learnt the first lesson of radio, Harry and Brian.
Well,
never predict the goal.
Well, it was a difficult angle from out there, and
might have been a few nerves, Harry, I think.
Anyhow, the ball is now back, and Fitzroy booted back in again. Right up toward the half-forward flank. A chance for Buckley there. He didn't take the mark for Collingwood. I don't suppose he expected to come over the pack. And now the players are all over the top of it. And the umpire, you can back it in. He'll blow his whistle, hug himself. And because he's done enough work, he made the decision, and then in races the umpire in the middle to do the bouncing.
Fitzroy get it out. This time it goes out towards the outer wing and over the line and out of bounds. We're in front of the Riders' stand, kicking to the Yarra Falls end of the ground. That's the end in which Fitzroy are kicking. There's very little breeze to speak of at the moment. We're 19 minutes into this second quarter. Fitzroy leads 7-6-48 to Collingwood 5-4-34 on the 3INR scoreboard. The boundary umpire throws it back in. This time it's Big Richardson up over the top. He's been a little bit quiet today. He taps the ball down to the front and it dribbles over the line and out of bounds once again.
Now, Tony, how do you like the sauna we're in? The real sauna box here, isn't it?
Just noticed this. I don't know what's worse, out there or in here.
Certainly
I think
hot.
we ought to open that door behind us.
Richardson this time goes for the one over the top. Perhaps he shouldn't have done that. Paul Roos comes through, gets it quick to Armstrong. He cops one on the back and he's going to receive the free kick once again. So that move of Armstrong down into the forward pocket, or full forward, call it what you like, has paid dividends for Fitzroy coach Robert Shaw. Big Ziska is going to be Armstrong's second shot at goal in about 3 or 4 minutes, kicking from the identical position to which he kicked the last goal, 35 metres out on a 45-degree angle. He's in the left full forward pocket. That's the rider stand side of the ground, the opposite side of the ground to which we sit and commentate this game. In comes Armstrong, Matthew Armstrong of Fitzroy, on that familiar looking left foot. This time it's a better looking kick off the boot. Is the result the same? Yes, it is a goal. Fitzroy's 8th goal. Matthew Armstrong, well done to him there, and I think that is in fact his 3rd goal for today. Matty Armstrong and Fitzroy move on to 8 goals, 6-44. They are leading Collingwood 5-4-34. In fact, 54 it is. It's 20 points the difference. Fitzroy lead 21 minutes into the second quarter.
Well, he's a problem, isn't he, for Butcher?
Yeah, it looks like that way, but now he's moving up towards the centre again, so it might take him away from the full forward line.
That's right, and Roos has gone down there, has he not?
Yeah, ready to take a few hovers, Harry.
Okay, so the ball is up in the centre, comes out to Gavin Brown of Collingwood. They need a goal badly. Ball down toward their half-forward line, kicked off the ground though by the Fitzroy defenders, and the ball there was Jimmy Wine's kick, so put it down to him. It was a good one. It went to the defensive side of the ground. Baldwin picks it up, hand pass it over this time to Armstrong. Back it goes now in the direction of teammate. The teammate there was Johnston. Johnston into the centre, and McGregor's taken another mark.
50 metres.
Johnson grabbed by Graham Wright and thrown to the ground, and this time it's McGregor. I think I said Johnston then. McGregor, after he took the mark, thrown to the ground. This could be another gift goal. Collingwood a little rattled, and I must say the Fitzroy team have dominated the wings all day with Baldwin and McGregor.
Sure have, Harry. That's where the 50 kills you, though. I mean, there was a bit of a grey interpretation there as to whether McGregor had played on or not.
Okay, McGregor's kick at goal, and there's another one straight through the centre. And we'll come back to that point with Tony in just a moment, because Fitzroy race on the 3 INR scoreboard to 9 goals, 6. That's a total of 60, and Collingwood a 5-4-34. It's 26 points the difference right at this moment. Yes, as a matter of fact, in calling that, I would have said he definitely played on.
Yeah, well, I personally thought he didn't. I mean, you know, it's fair enough the umpire didn't agree with that, but to be awarded a 50 metre against you, it just kills you.
That 50 metre given by the new umpire, Mark Prince.
Manson is off the ground, so Satori in the ruck against Richardson. Satori wins this one down. He's doing beautifully in the ruck at the moment. It's picked up there by Zanolli. He gets a quick boot to ball down in the direction of Armstrong once again. Up flies Brad Boyd. He couldn't bring the ball to the ground, but a quick handball off, this time into the goal square into Jeffrey Hobb. He's tackled brilliantly there by the Collingwood player and Gary Pert. And the kick should be awarded against him. The umpire taking a little time to make a decision here. It is going to be Gary Pert to receive the free kick. He wastes no time, plays on out towards Butcher. A very poor kick there from Pert, and perhaps he could have steadied a little bit from that position, and the ball rolls over the line and out of bounds. Left half-back flank for Collingwood, just in front of the main scoreboard there. Well done, Gary Pert. Desperate tackle in defence there, and I'm sure all connected with Collingwood would have been happy with that. The crowd certainly were. The ball comes back into play. Richardson wins it down to Tony Shaw. He gathers his first position since being on the ground some 10 minutes ago. It's a good kick to Fraser. Fraser plays on to Butcher. Slick-looking handball out to Butcher. He looks one way, then back into the centre of McGuan. McGuan has no Fitzroy player near him. He plays on with a brilliant left foot pass to Rocker. Rocker hit him on the chest. He drops the ball though. Through comes Tony Shaw, intercepts the handball from the Fitzroy player. He lines up the goals, and it's a goal. Tony Shaw running through, intercepting. Great play there from the former skipper Tony Shaw. That's a morale-boosting goal for the Pies. Spectacular play there from McGuan, streaming through the centre, and Kent Butcher. Collingwood 6-4-40. Trail Fitzroy 9-6-60. 20 points the difference. 24 minutes into this second quarter. Great play there by Tony Shaw, Tony.
It was fantastic, and if we win tonight, we'll certainly hear about it.
Well, he gave it everything, didn't he? There was no doubt about that. That was as far as he can kick.
Look at him talking to Armstrong now, really telling him about the goal too.
And, Armstrong's got more than he's got at the moment as up goes Mark Richardson. He tapped it out okay, and a free kick comes to his teammate. It goes to Mickey McGuan. Over he goes to Ryan. Ryan's on his own, unattended. He kicks it long. He'll be looking for Rocker. It goes over that player's head. It's out in the open front of the goal. Turns for here, Tony Francis. Hasn't been his day. He's tripped up.
Free
He's
kick.
got the kick. Well, that's umpiring. That's umpiring for you because...
That's bad umpiring for you.
Of course it was. Because the lad was tripped up, and he grabs the umpire, grabs his shoulder to say you had it round the neck or some such, and if the free kick had to be given, it was for a trip. Anyhow, Tony Francis, who hasn't featured much in this game today, has got a chance to shoot at goal. He's on a very acute angle. It'll be a difficult one to steer through, and he's put it through for a behind. Maybe, is he carrying some sort of injury, Tony, do you know?
No, Lee Matthews wouldn't have played him if he wasn't 100% fit.
Steve Ryan should have gone for goal, coming down the ground there rather than the pass, do you think, Tony?
Yeah, I think so, and it just, again, it's a case of nerves, you know, like a new player playing his new side.
Hawking from full back, big left foot kick, kicks right into the centre square. Richardson flies up, brings the ball to ground once again. The Fitzroy players pounce on it. They're first there, it's Baldwin. He gets a quick handball out towards Trent Cummings. Trent Cummings is tackled firmly there by McGuan, almost dropping the ball. The umpire calls play on. Bain tries to soccer it off the ground. This time he dives on the ball. If you can't soccer it, tap it out. In comes Watson. He soccers the ball off the ground. That's how you do it, he said to Bain. He kicks it out in the direction of Graham Wright. Wright is led to the ball by the former Melbourne player and Stephen Stretch. And Stretch does the right thing defensively. Takes the ball over the line and out of bounds right in front of our central commentary position here on the outer side of the ground at Victoria Park. Collingwood 9-5-41, trial Fitzroy 9-6-60, 25 minutes into the second quarter.
And the ball knocked down there by Satori for Fitzroy. Went to Ruse. Ruse, the captain, kicks it high. Nice mark team taken there by David Bain, the former Brisbane Bear player. And Fitzroy will go into attack. Standing the mark is Francis. Here goes Bain's kick. Up towards centre half forward. He's looking up there for McCarthy, and he's grabbed his opponent, and McCartney of Collingwood will take the free kick. McCartney's minding McCarthy, and he kicks it out wide, and there McGuan. Mickey often gets on his own, and he is coming into the game, and he'll make a difference to the result of this game because He knows never to waste a kick, and he hasn't wasted this one. It went out to Fraser, in turn back to Mark Richardson of Collingwood. He's booting it long. Oh, it'll be chopped off by Satori. The lead up by Rocker, but Satori was in front, and Satori took the mark, and he would have got a free kick as well. So Satori of Fitzroy, almost at the back pocket area, kicks across to Zanotti. Zanotti sees a teammate on his own. That'll be Ruse. Ruse has got it. He'll hand pass over to Stretch. Stretch in turn has got another loose man, so the handball will be on yet again, and it is. And it goes out now, this time to Dunstan of Fitzroy, and the lead up by Hogg, but Hogg's too far out to kick a goal. He's about 70 metres out. He's going to kick it out of bounds on the full, I think. It is. It's way out on the full, and the free kick will go to Pert of Collingwood. Wasted opportunity there, Tony.
Should have done more with that, Jeff Hogg.
Well, the umpire is calling the ball back for Gary Pert. He is on the outer side of the ground in the back pocket. He'll see Krasiska. Krasiska in turn takes the mark and handballs out to his teammate. And that's Richardson, and he's running right down toward Buckley. Buckley's been minded very closely today. It's gone out to Fraser. He in turn gives it to Buckley. Buckley's trying to find a teammate in Rocker. Rocker went up one-handed, couldn't take the mark. Hawkins is doing a great job for Fitzroy. He took the ball out. I thought it was out of bounds, but it went to Zanotti. Zanotti in turn to Satori. Plenty of Fitzroy players there. Bad hand pass by Satori. Recovered nicely. Siren sounding. Half-time it is. 27 and a half minutes the quarter went. And there was Ruse hand passing before the siren sounded, and he was looking for his teammate, and at half-time Fitzroy are in front rather convincingly. They're leading by 19 points. They're 9 goals 6-60, leading Collingwood 6 goals 5-41. Now some comments from Tony Woods. Half-time we have Fitzroy 9-6-60. They're leading by 19 points over Collingwood 6-5-41, and the umpire is out there in the centre of the ground. It's Mark Westgarth about to put that ball down. Tony Shaw trying to push and shove on Armstrong, and trying to just rough him up just a little. Ball down, up will go Richardson of Collingwood, should get the tap out and does. Goes out toward Butcher, overran it, and a free kick coming up to Collingwood and to Shaw. Tony Shaw goes short with one of those little chip kicks that he is so noted for. He was looking for Gavin Brown. He got grabbed, he didn't have the ball in my view. Oh, there's a great tackle on Krasiska, and he's been paid holding the ball. Yes, Fitzroy want to play on, and they're allowed to do so. As the ball comes out to the half-forward flank, that was Dunstan who got it. He's kicking down. Oh, that lad Cummings misjudged it altogether for Fitzroy. Maybe the sun got in his eye. It's come back, though, to one of their players, and it's now been hand-passed out. There's an opportunity for Ruse to boot it long. He does, but oh, lovely mark. Been taken at last line of defence, and that mark has been taken down
Nathan Buckley
there by Buckley. Well, he's full back at the present time. Buckley, I thought it was Buckley, but what was he doing down there?
Well, you ask him, he'll tell you can play anywhere, Harry.
And the ball has been fed out now over to Butcher from Buckley. He didn't waste the opportunity, and Butcher's kicked it long, right along the centre line wing, and it's gone out of bounds in front of the rider's stand. It's closer to the Collingwood half-forward line. They're kicking to the Country Road end. There's no score during this stage of play as the ball has been thrown in.
And up we go. It's Tony Shaw at the back of the pack calling for the handball, but the Stacks on the mill there, and the umpire says I'm going to bounce it down. We're right in front of the rider stand, right in front of the players' bench, where Collingwood are occupying the bench there at the moment. 3 interchange players, of course, 21 players participating in games for each side this year. The umpire bounces the ball down. It spills down the ground once again. Stacks on the mill. Tony Francis tries to gather the ball, but it beats him over the boundary line and out of bounds. Right in front of the coaching position where Lee Matthews is up there with the Brains Trust, trying to sort out how they're going to narrow this lead from 19 points. We're 2.5 minutes into this third quarter here at Victoria Park. The boundary umpire throws it back in. This time it's Satori up over the top of Richardson. He wins the ball down. Stacks on the mill once again, and the umpire comes in and says, give it to me, fellas, we're going to ball it up. And if I were a betting man, I would say that the umpire would be looking for a free kick in this next section of play, because the ball has been trapped in that particular vicinity there, just in front of the Collingwood players' bench for some time. He bounces it down. This time Satori, who's done well on the ruck, gets it down only as far as Kent Butcher. Kent Butcher balks around one player, looks for the leader of Rocker. He's caught behind. Hawking leads out, almost takes a great mark. It spills to ground. Paul Roos kicks it up, a silly little kick along the ground. McGuan gathers it in on his left foot, looks back into the centre of the ground, and this time it's Rocker. Is it Rocker or Tranquilli? Andrew Tranquilli has marked the ball 25 metres out, directly in front. Collingwood are kicking to the Yarra Falls end of the ground. There is no breeze to speak of. Great play there by McGuan. Paul Roos, I don't know what he was trying to do, perhaps dribble the ball over the line and out of the bounds with John Beckworth style kick. Nevertheless, Andrew Tranquilli from directly in front, 25 metres out.
Important kick.
Can he bring up Collingwood's 7th goal to narrow that gap? In he comes. He's a very confident youngster. He kicks that one, gets the congratulations of his former skipper and Tony Shaw there, and he was instrumental in that particular section of play as well. And Andrew Tranquilli has kicked Collingwood's 7th goal. They are 7-5-47, trailing Fitzroy 9-6-6. 9-6-60 on the 3INR scoreboard, 96.5 FM. 4 minutes into this third quarter, Harry.
Well, that was pretty important goal, that one, Shane.
Yes, actually, very much. AT, that's what we call Andrew there. He's taken the bid he has, and he's improved he has since he's a great reserve player, and he's doing quite well here today.
Okay, to the ball in the centre, and Satoria. Fitzroy got the tap out again and came to ground. Buckley's in there, being grabbed high. Play uncalled. The umpire came out to Boyd, the former Collingwood player, playing with Fitzroy. Hand passes to Wind. Wind kicks it long, down toward half-forward flank. Up goes Pert, uses all his judgment then on McGregor. He not only knocked the ball over, he got his shoulder into that boy McGregor, pushed him off balance, and put the ball into the safety of the boundary line. It's been thrown in now, almost on the half-forward flank for Fitzroy. Satori's winning the ruck. He got that tap away. Monkhurst obviously not fit at this stage. He missed a couple of early games, I noticed, in the practice matches, but the umpire has found a free kick down there. It'll be Butcher to get this free. He's kicked it short over to Watson. Watson of Collingwood with a hand pass out to his teammate running by, and the ball landed right down on the half-forward line. And again, that looks like Tranquilli again as the ball goes down right in. No, that's Tranquilli taking that mark, and he's on the boundary line. Now, you say he's confident. Shane, would he attempt to kick a goal from the boundary line? He's about 35 metres out.
Oh, yes, AT is very confident player there. Actually, I'd back him in on this one.
Yeah,
he's very good on angles.
And the sort of breeze favours you from that pocket. It really does open up the goal mouth, and it's not as hard as it looks, although it's very difficult in many people's eyes. But
there it is. I think he's put it through. No, misses. Gee, I thought, well, the way the goal umpire was looking at that, it might have gone through. Anyhow, minor score. Fitzroy to kick the ball back into play. Collingwood a 7-goal, 6-48. Fitzroy 9-6-60. And it's 12 points the difference.
Hawking, the fullback for Fitzroy, goes short to Jimmy Wind. Wind takes a chest mark, 20 metres out from Collingwood's goal. He thinks about where he's going to go. This time he goes short once again to the former Collingwood player and Brad Boyd. Brad Boyd takes an easy mark there. He plays on, wastes no time, gets over the former Melbourne player and Stretch. Stretch handballs off to Baldwin. Baldwin takes 1 bounce, 2 bounce, streams through the centre, looking for the centre half forward there in Lyon it was. Lyon takes a well-judged mark, gets a handball off to the streaming McGregor. McGregor comes through the centre, has a pop shot at goal. Has he kicked it, or is it off to the left-hand side? Oh. It's a goal. Anthony McGregor, the former Collingwood player, has responded immediately to that scoring opportunity that Collingwood had moments ago, and this time he has goal. He's done a fantastic job today as Anthony McGregor. That is his 2nd goal for the day, and Fitzroy move on to 10-6. 66 to Collingwood 7, 8-48, and Shane Kerrison. McGregor has been in a vital part in Fitzroy's play today, hasn't he?
Yes, actually, I've noticed that. Both McGregor and Boyd there are doing magnificent jobs there. It's a shame that we can't swap them and put them jumpers on them and put them into our side, I think.
Okay, ball back in the centre again, and again Satori got it down, but this time it was knocked away by McGuan, down to Francis, not doing enough for Collingwood. Tony's got his eye on the ball, nose on the ground, and there's a free kick coming up here, and he's got it.
He's got to get on with the game, surely.
Francis has got the free kick. It's going to be handed to him now. He kicks it short to Tony Shaw. Oh. Tony Shaw's missed an easy mark. He goes back to gather it. He's been grabbed, holding the ball against Tony.
Oh, red hot. Red hot there. Umpire Saws there. He's in no doubt, of course, Harry.
Okay, so the ball gets hand passed out, and it finds its way from Satori to Roos, and Roos kicks it long. The game stopped, and now it's against McGuan. Free kick being found by the third umpire, this time it's Westgarth, and he's paying the free kick to the 2 number 34s playing on each other. And Boyd gets it for Fitzroy.
Bit of verbal abuse there from Mickey McGuan towards the umpire, I think, Harry.
And up goes Mark Richardson. He didn't take the mark. He came through well for Collingwood. Drives down towards centre half forward. They've got to kick some goals. In goes Roos again. He hand passed the ball out, gets it back beautifully. It comes down toward the centre of the ground. Lines in there for Fitzroy. It's punched out toward Matty Armstrong. He took on Shaw, and Shaw is going to get a free kick. Protected Society for that one as a softie, and it'll go back to Tony Shaw. Well, Tony has a big responsibility here now because he knows his side is lagging behind. They need some sort of a lift. It's one of those floating punt kicks of his that didn't get marked. Coming in was Spawn for Fitzroy. He got it across very nicely. It went out to Armstrong. Back it goes to Dunstan. Dunstan throwing into an open goal for Fitzroy, and he's put it through. Michael Dunstan has come from the half-back flank, running. He initiated the first hand pass. He took the ball on the run, and then eventually got over the 50-metre line and kicked a big one for Fitzroy. Fitzroy 11-6-72, Collingwood 7-6-48, and the difference now is 24 points, and that's not what Collingwood wants, Shane.
No, I think actually Fitzroy's playing what they did in the reserves. They're just running in waves, they are, and they're very hard to stop at the present stage. I think our boys need to man up and just negate them from the start.
Back in the centre of the ground. Richardson wins that one down. A free kick to Collingwood. It's going to be Gavin Brown, captain courageous in the true centre position here at Victoria Park. Collingwood kicking to the Yarra Falls end of the ground. Brown wastes no time. Looks for the lead of Rocker. Up he goes. Well judged mark there by Severio Rocker, sandwiched in the middle of two Fitzroy players, and still able to pull down a mark. A very, very strong mark. Great body position there. And Severio Rocker, a much-needed goal by Collingwood here. At the moment, they trail 7-6-48 to Fitzroy 11-6-72.
Now,
10 minutes.
Satori was backing into that and tried to stage for a free kick, but the umpire wasn't having anything.
A rocker from 35 metres on the slightest of angles. In he come. It's a fairly accurate-looking kick. I think it may have gone off to the left-hand side, though, and a minor score only. Well, a crucial goal there missed by Severio Rocker after a fantastic mark. Has only advanced Collingwood's position by one solitary behind. They are 7-7-49. Trailing Fitzroy 11-6-72. Now it's going to be Hawking to bring the ball back into Fitzroy. He's done a good job there. This time he gets it out to Zanotti. He's unattended. He gets a short little handball smothered off the hand there by Andrew Tranquilli. Collingwood gather it through Brown. He kicks it back into the square, and it's a mark to Collingwood. It looks like Andrew Tranquilli once again. In fact, it's Stephen Ryan in the goal square, right on the edge of the 10-metre square for Collingwood at the Yarra Falls end of the ground. Well done there by Gavin Brown. He gets congratulations by his former skipper and Tony Shaw.
And also the congratulations to the boy you called Tranquilli, because he actually kicked it across to that lad.
In comes Stephen Ryan. He's looked good since coming on for the Pies. 10 metres out. How could you miss? He kicks it straight through the centre. And Stephen Ryan for Collingwood has kicked his second goal for the day, and that's advanced the Pies to a slightly better position. They are 8 goals, 7-55. Trailing Fitzroy 11-6-72 on the 3INR scoreboard, and that really was great play, Shane Carrison there from Gavin Brown and Andrew Tranquilli.
Yeah, as everyone knows, Brownie's a very courageous player, and he puts his body in all the time, so you naturally just expect that of Brownie, you do. Great
I
player.
say, ball back in the centre of the ground. Satori will get the tap out. As a matter of fact, he took it both hands and will get a free kick. And turned his body to get that free kick. He hand passes to the running Armstrong. He'll be on his right boot. He's kicking toward the half-forward flank. Oh, spectacular leap up there by Butcher. Didn't get it, though. Ball comes back. Over here now, it's going to Fitzroy's way. It came from David Johnston. And here's Collingwood's opportunity. As David Johnston wasted an opportunity there. It went to ground. Fighting hard will be Fraser. Fraser's over the top of an opponent. Clown calls the umpire. Fitzroy tried to whip it out to Kavanagh. They do. With a long hand pass, went anywhere. Opportunity for Cummings. He got to get the kick in very quickly. He does. The ball bounces every way. Which way? And it's a chance now for Wheeldon. Wheeldon holds his ground. Hooks it out the back. Opportunity here for Fitzroy as it goes towards Spawn. Spawn actually had nowhere to manoeuvre and ran it out of bounds.
Well, Harry, you can tell just how important this particular segment of play is. Both sides throwing their bodies in like they haven't in any other part of this game. So it really does mean something. I think the next goal in this game is going to be crucial to both sides' efforts.
Right, and it's Satori to knock it out the back, but it went straight out toward Tony Shaw. He hooked it out then to Watson. Watson of Collingwood drives up to looking for McGuan. McGuan has his opponent watching him carefully. Here's a chance for Buckley. Hand passing nicely. He's hooked it out. Here's Mickey McGuan on the 50-metre line. Firing!
Yes! No.
The wrong way. Well, it was a big opportunity. McCartney was way down there. And Fitzroy players are run at the moment. McCartney told to look after Roos. Ball being kicked back in by Hawking. He's found a teammate no matter what defence pattern Collingwood employs. It always finds a Fitzroy teammate. It was Satori that time to Spawn. Spawn boots it long. It's down now. It's an opportunity again for Bain. Bain of Fitzroy grabs hold of it. Hand passing out to his teammate over there. And there's the free kick, I think. The whistle went to the mouth. And I thought it was going to be a free kick down there for Hogg. Was not paid, and the ball has gone out of bounds to be thrown in. Well, Johnston was over there again for Fitzroy to get that ball down, where it's now gone out of bounds. Now, yes, it is out of bounds, about 30 metres away from the Fitzroy goal. Again, Fitzroy got the tap out, but out the back again is Tony Shaw. Over to Butcher. Butcher one bounce, linking up now with his teammate Fraser. Fraser takes one bounce, kicks it long for Collingwood. Hawkins backing back to try and pick it up, and he does. Gets it, doesn't take the mark, but gathers it nicely on the ground. Gives a hand pass to his teammate Zanotti. Zanotti down to where there's an opportunity for Fitzroy. Spawn again. He'll pick it up, and he gets round a tackle by Butcher. And in came Watson a little late with the bump. The play on called the umpire. It goes out the back toward Cumming. He'll try and tap it on, and does. Did it nicely. It's back down to Fitzroy. Fitzroy running in circles. McCarthy's got an opportunity. Who's he kicked that to? Straight up to Richardson of Collingwood. And he hand passes to Brown. Brown of Collingwood. Went one bounce back to Richardson. This will be danger for Fitzroy as he boots the ball long. He's looking for Rocker. Rocker can't take the mark. He's backing back. He won't get it. Going hard at him was Zanotti, and the ball is whipped out. Whipped out nicely to Wind. Wind over to Roos. Roos over to Satori. Fitzroy's got it out of that danger zone. It's coming back now again to Satori. Still running down there is Roos. He'll be tackled. Play on call the umpire. There'll be a ball up. Wow. Yes, a ball up taking place. Might have been a bit lucky to get away with that one, Shane Kerrison. Should have been a free, I think, to Collingwood.
Yeah, it could have been. I think Fitzroy handling the ball around a little bit too much then. I think they should just got it and just kicked it long.
Well done, Harry. A great section of play that. Really tough stuff. Both sides fighting it out. It's Richardson and Satori doing it in the centre of the ground. Up goes Satori. He wins it down. Brown rushes through. He gets the ball out towards Fraser. Fraser gathers it in on the left foot, looks for the leader of Rocker. He's caught behind. Hawking in front, paddles the ball along and over the line and out of bounds, directly in front of the main scoreboard here at the Yarra Falls end of the ground.
Well, we didn't fiddle around with that paddle, did we?
No, we certainly didn't fiddle that paddle. And here we are in front of the main scoreboard. Left full forward pocket for Collingwood. It's going to be Paul Williams to do the ruck work, would you believe? Stephen Ryan's up there too. He paddles it out. He can't get it out any further than Satori. Satori gathers the ball and gets a slick handball off to Zanotti. Zanotti gets a pumping looking kick towards the centre of the ground where Butcher's there to relieve pressure on the half-back line for the Pies. Butcher steadies things down, looks out wide to Williams. He's just been brought back onto the ground for some goal-kicking ability. Williams takes his time, right half forward playing for Collingwood. He finds an unattended Buckley. Buckley marks the ball, plays on, lines up the goals, and from 50 metres has gone to the right-hand side, minor score only. Nathan Buckley, a crucial miss along with the one of McGuan only moments ago. A minor score to Collingwood. They are 8-9-57, trailing Fitzroy 11-6-72. We've played 16 minutes in this quarter. You're listening to 3INR Football on 96.5. Harry Beitzel.
And the ball bound to be put back into play. Hawkins, as I said, hasn't missed a Fitzroy player. This time might be more danger. Zanotti's going to try and punch it away. He gave away a free kick. Paul Williams stood his ground there, Paul Williams, and did it well.
He can kick it from there, Harry.
Well, he's 60 metres out. But he is a very... No, he's not going to try to. He sees the big fella who's just been brought back onto the ground, Monkhurst. He missed the mark. He does recover. He's gone for a long hand pass. He'll find over there Watson. Watson's got somebody in his sights, but no, it's not...
Getting hotter and they're getting pretty desperate out there, so they need to go pretty much straight for the goals rather than the pockets.
Well, here's Francis getting the ball out of a pack of players, and he's given away a free kick because he kicked it out of bounds on the full, and Fitzroy will take it again. Again, it'll be Hawkins. He'll go short, certainly here to Stretch. Stretches in front of the goal, takes the mark, playing for Fitzroy this year after a great career at Melbourne. He's had 1, 2, now he's had 3, and he'll go for a 4th. 5 if you want it to keep it alive. And there is the boy running up through the centre. Great effort. Will he find a teammate? Kosiska of Collingwood punches out the back toward Butcher. Butcher's going hard at the ball, but so too is the Fitzroy player. This time it's McCarthy. McCarthy sees a teammate. Oh, it was close to Boyd. It's coming back now toward Manson. Manson, it's got with Boyd. Boyd's in front of goal. Hooks it around the left-hand shoulder, and it's through for a big one. Fitzroy's got another goal. They go to 12 goals 6, 78. He's kicked 2 goals, young Boyd. 12-6, 78 on the 3INR scoreboard, and Collingwood are 8 goals 9, 57. We might have some scores coming up from around the grounds. It's 17 and a half minutes played. Shane Kerrison, well, it's looking bad for Collingwood.
Yeah, I think once again, what we need to do is just man up in the centre. They've brought on big Damien Monkhurst back onto the field. They've got Willow back on the field, a bit of experience there. And just going to change around.
Back into the centre of the ground. Up goes Monkhurst against Manson. No clear winner there. It spills to shore. He spins out, gets the handball to Francis. Francis Dynamite picks up the ball, looks for the lead of Tranquilli, and Tranquilli's taken a strong mark. Great mark there by Andrew Tranquilli. Good foot passing there from Tony Francis. And well done to the Collingwood on-ball fleet there. Tranquilli has marked the ball some 30 metres out on a 45-degree angle. He's kicking on the outer side of the ground to the Yarra Falls end. There's virtually no breeze to speak of. Collingwood, if there's ever a goal they needed, it's certainly this one. We've played 18 minutes in this third quarter. In comes Tranquilli, and would you believe it's gone off the side of the boot, and it's a minor score only. Well, Collingwood have thrown away 3 or 4 opportunities early in this third quarter here. They could have quite easily been well and truly back in the game. It's a minor score only. Collingwood 8-10, 58. Trail Fitzroy 12-6, 78 on the 3INR 96.5 scoreboard. It's going to be Hawken for Fitzroy. He's done a great job back there on Rocker.
He has really done a great job, hasn't he?
He has, but in fairness to Rocker and the Collingwood forwards, the ball really hasn't been delivered in the way that perhaps it would normally. Hawking brings the ball back into play on the left foot nonchalantly, kicks it out towards the members' side of the ground. Shaw's there to smother the ball off the Fitzroy opponent. In comes Brown, tough play by him, didn't quite come off. It spills out to the Fitzroy player on his left foot. He this time looks for Doc Wilding. Doc Wilding flies high. Kent Butcher brings the ball to ground. Watson streams through with a slick handball to Butcher. Butcher's this time tackled, but Watson backs up. Great play by him. Shaw tries to balk around, run play, and is caught. Holding the ball, the umpire says, against Collingwood and against Tony Shaw. It's going to be Fitzroy to play on straight away, looking for Manson. Manson takes a mark right in front of the Alan McAllister bench there, and of course that is in front of the rider stand. He plays on, wastes no time towards Spawn. Spawn can't gather the ball in. Cops one from McCartney. In comes McGuan. He kicks it along on the left foot along the boundary line. It spills over the line and out of bounds. Rider stand side of the ground. 20 minutes into this third quarter, Harry.
And the ball about to be thrown in. Fitzroy's got a lead, 20 points, 78 to 58. Ball being thrown in. Monkhurst gets the front position. He does tap it down nicely. An opportunity here now for the Collingwood side to take it away through Butcher. Play on called the umpire. It's come Fitzroy's way to Wheeldon. Wheeldon down there. That might be in the back. The umpire didn't pay it. It was Rowan Saws. And again, Collingwood will get it toward the boundary line. It's over and out. And will be thrown in. Johnston of Fitzroy was coming down on the ball, but the boundary line too close. It's on the rider stand side of the ground. That is the members stand side of the ground on Fitzroy's half-forward flank.
Graham Wright coming back on for Collingwood, Harry.
And ball being thrown high in the air. Monkhurst. Oh, Wheeldon came up from behind. Got a big tap out. Knocked it toward the 50-metre line, so he's gained 10 metres, and the ball is out of bounds yet again. Satori coming into the ruck now. Satori limps up toward Monkhurst. They'll try to outstrength one another. And Wheeldon goes up again. He gets the tap out once more, but it came down to Shane Watson of Collingwood. He booted it long. Well, getting up very high to get the mark is Big James. James Manson for Fitzroy, playing against his old club. I'll give a notice of motion here to Shane Kerrison to say how would James Mason be feeling playing against his old club. I guess he'd love to win it as it comes out to Hassel. Hassel got plenty of pace, did well early for Collingwood, was taken off, and now he kicks the ball down toward half forward, and before Tony Francis can get to it, it's over and out for another throw in. It's still on the rider stand side of the ground, and pity it didn't get over this side to make it a lot easier as the ball is thrown again high in the air. Manson used his body beautifully, taps it out. It'll be gathered by Collingwood again. In there is Gavin Brown. He can't pick it up though.
Free kick.
And the ball has gone toward the boundary line, but a free kick is going to be paid to Gavin Brown. And Fitzroy going in hard, bumping hard. And Gavin Brown sees the lead by McCartney. who's been transferred. Oh, there's an opportunity for Spawn to almost take a great grab. He doesn't get it, but Bain does. And Fitzroy out of trouble. Back it goes in turn, though. And it's been Gavin Brown to take this one. Goes short. Will find the teammate. Yes, he's got him. In his sights nicely. Comes out toward Mickey McGuan. Gets inside 50. Boots the ball long. And it's through. It's a big one. It's a goal that Collingwood needed so desperately. And they've gone now to 10 goals, 10. 10-10, I think, or is it 9-10? My word, the Collingwood scoreboard, I think they might be listening to us up there because
9-10, Harry.
They're trying to beat us to the gun, and they did then. So good work up on the scoreboard as they give us a bit of a wave. 9-10-64, Fitzroy 12-6-78, and it's 28 minutes played. Yes, Shane?
Yeah, I think that actual play started off with Gavin Brown putting his body in as usual, and I think some of the other boys are starting to take a little bit of notice what Brownie's doing.
Back in the centre, Monkhurst claims the ball. He couldn't get it out. Ballwood kicks long. This time it's gone as far as the Fitzroy player there in Trent Cummings. Cummings plays on, looks for the lead of Jeff Hogg. Jeff Hogg gathers it in like a little rover, gets a quick handball off, only goes as far as Graham Wright. He applies a magnificent tackle and is rewarded so by the field umpire there and Rowan Sawyers. It's going to be Graham Wright, a right full-back pocket, right in front of the members' stand. The end of which Collingwood are not kicking. Wright plays on, finds a little lead of Shane Watson there. Watson's been a valuable player for the Pies and has played quite consistently throughout this game so far. Shane Watson, the youngster for Collingwood, he plays on, looks for the lead of Brown. He's come into the game also in this quarter. Brown can't gather the ball. He goes in hard, as Shane Carrison just alluded to. There is no more fiercer player at the ball than Gavin Brown, and certainly that particular occasion was spot on.
Well, Shane, you have to say the job by Kavanagh on Buckley is working for Fitzroy.
Yeah, he seems to be negating there at the moment, isn't he? But as Bucks, he fights on and he'll come back.
All right, Fitzroy attack once again from centre wing position right in front of the right stand. They kick long. Up goes Monkhurst. He's in the fair with spills to ground there by the Fitzroy player. And it looked like Armstrong on the left foot cops one in the back. The umpire calls play on. In fact, in all that fracas there, he's kicked the ball over the lines and out of bounds on the full. It's going to be Gary Pert from full back. He kicks it in, finds Fraser. Fraser unattended there. It's claimed a little bit late there by McCarthy. The crowd appeal for a 50-metre penalty, but the umpire says no. Fraser looks back into the centre corridor. He finds an unattended Shane Watson. Shane Watson marks, looks one way. Gavin Krasiska's there if he wants him. He takes him on. Krasiska marks the ball and the umpire paid. Late tackle there from Fitzroy's Brad Boyd. It's going to be Krasiska in the true centre position of the ground. Can Collingwood get a score out of this particular play? Krasiska looks long, almost marked there by Williams. He spills out the pack brilliantly on the right foot. Goal! Paul Williams. Spectacular goal from him and high to the mark. Didn't mark it, still to ground. First to claim the ball. A blind turnaround one, a balk around another on the right foot snap. Great goal. Collingwood, they're certainly back in this game. The scoreboard's reading 19 goals, but I know that's not right. Collingwood at 10-10-64. They trail Fitzroy 12-6-78. In fact, it's 60 points, so it's what are they doing to me on the scoreboard there? They're not quite sure themselves at the moment. I think they must be beginners up there, Harry. It can't be 8 points the difference. It's 25 minutes into this third quarter, and they have it at 8 points the difference, but we're back in the centre of the ground.
And the ball coming out of there, over here towards Shane Watson. Watson in turn for Collingwood will drive down. He'll look for his teammate. He's found him. That's Burt. He went for a hand pass. Now it's McCarthy. And then he decided to kick it long. It'll be all Fitzroy. Stretch does just that. Stretches long and takes the mark on the chest. Almost went over the boundary line. He sees Spawn. Spawn and Fitzroy linking up nicely. Virtue playing as a ruck rover. He takes one bounce and then drives over toward the dock. Wheeldon gets the mark. He'll play on immediately. He'll be looking for a lead by Satori. It's out in front of that player. Mark and free kick both. And he's got it. Valentine, who did so well on Hogg, now has Satori to contend with, and he's inside, well and truly inside 50.
Caro, you can't help but wonder Collingwood got a bit of a sniff here, haven't they? They're only the scoreboard showing 8 points the difference. Do you feel they're in the game now?
Yeah, I think actually they are. They've taken a leaf out of, I think, Gavin Brown's book. They are, and they're starting to fight on.
And that scoreboard is correct, and I just hear BT apologising as it's going to increase again by another goal for Fitzroy. Satori has kicked that one from the boundary line. And so Fitzroy will go further ahead here. They've moved up now to 13 goals 6, 13-6, 84. They're leading Collingwood 10-10-74. And it's almost siren time, one would think, because we've been playing 27 minutes and the quarters haven't been going much longer than that. Shane Kerrison, your comments?
I think the boys will be a little bit hot and getting frustrated. They're trying to fight back with Fitzroy always kicking a goal every time that we kick one. So,
here we go. James Manson, he's fired up. He's back in the middle of the ground. Monkhurst back onto the ground for the Pies, is given a lift in the centre. This time the ball spills towards Manson. He gets a tap out. Buckley taps it down to Francis. Francis can get a stick handball off to Paul Williams. Paul Williams gives the old 1-2 back to Tony Francis on the left foot. It's a spearing looking kick into Rocker. Nor he or his opponent Hawking could mark the ball, and the ball spills to ground and out of bounds in the left full forward pocket. The Fitzroy players appealing for a free kick there to their defender, but the umpire said no. Boundary umpire's got to throw it in. That's the only way we can get play started once again. McGuan. Rocker's going to do the ruck work. It's McGuan in front. He's electrifying in this quarter. Rocker wins it down, only as far as Hawking. Hawking comes through as casuals alike and puts it on the left boot and just dribbles it over the line and out of bounds. Now it's out of bounds on the full, so it's going to be a free kick to Collingwood. It looks like either Williams or Wright. In fact, it's Graham Wright. He plays on. He looks long. It's the only option he could take. McCartney's there. All the Fitzroy players are there. A big pack forms. Up they go. The ball isn't knocked out of the pack too clearly, and 3 or 4 players jump on the ball. We're 30 metres out, directly in front of Collingwood's goals, and there is the three-quarter time siren. Collingwood 10-10-70. Trail Fitzroy 13-6-84. 14 points the difference on the 3INR 96.5 scoreboard.
We'll check the goal kickers in just a moment. Shane Kerrison will be pleased to get out of the sauna box, I guess, and he's going to be replaced by Michael Christian.
Actually, Harry, just before.
And that was a knockout, and Rocker's in the ruck for Collingwood. And he got the tap out. It goes down to Krasiska. Krasiska in turn has taken the mark. He's almost in the centre of the ground with a long left foot kick. He's looking for somebody to take a mark. Up went Richardson. He's come from nowhere. He should have hand passed. He didn't. So he needs to kick this one, and he's kicked it out of bounds almost. Might be a point. Yes, no, it's out of bounds in the full. Now he had an opportunity there to hand pass to his teammate in Ryan, running past him. He didn't take that option, and now Fitzroy are going to get out of danger as the ball goes over to Armstrong. And he's had a great day today. He's almost best on field. He'd be a big candidate for the Kodak man of the match as we see the ball from the boot go out of bounds to be thrown in. It's 60 metres away from Collingwood's goal. They're down at the social club end in this last quarter. That is the Sharon stand, and they generally come home strong to this end. They'll need to. They're training at the moment as the ball is going to be hooked out. Here's an opportunity now for Francis, being grabbed and not in possession. The umpire's backing away and not giving any free kick. Buckley goes in, picks it up, left foot snap, and it's a goal. It's a big one. Well, they needed that one, and they needed it desperately as we check the scoreboard. And on the scoreboard, Collingwood move up to 11 goals 10. That's the 3LNR scoreboard, 11-10-76. Fitzroy 13-6-84, and that was very desperate.
Yeah, Nathan Buckley has had a fairly quiet day. He's been in fantastic form right throughout the pre-season, but he bullied his way through the pack, and fantastic left foot snap there. I notice he's still getting some attention, but he really needs to have a big last quarter, and I think Collingwood have a big chance.
All right, Satori back in the centre. It's going to be Rocker into the ruck for Collingwood. He wins his first tap out of the day down towards Graham Wright. He gets a quick handball out. Wright's recovered once again. Handball over the top to Fraser. Fraser takes it on the left foot, looks for the lead of Richardson. Richardson held there by the Fitzroy opponent, but the play on calls the umpire. Zanotti comes through, gets a quick handball, only as far as Fraser. He intercepts, looks back into the centre of the ground. Jason McCartney is marked no more than 25 metres out, directly in front, kicking to the Sharon stand into the ground. Well done to Mark Fraser there. Of course, Graham Wright initiating that play off the half-back flank, and it's going to be Jason McCartney to kick from 25 metres out, almost directly in front. A little bit of wind picking up here from left to right, across towards the rider stand, but it shouldn't affect him with the protection of the Sharon stand. In comes McCartney. There he goes. The Collingwood cheer squad go up behind the goals. That signals the goal to me, and it's a goal to Collingwood. They're on the way back, and certainly at the moment, 3.5 minutes into this first quarter, final quarter, Fitzroy 13-6-84. They lead the Pies by 2 solitary points, 12-10-82.
Beautiful poise from Mark Fraser there, guys. He gathered the ball, was under a bit of pressure, but steadied and was able to find McCartney all alone about 25 metres from goal. Very, very cool play.
Collingwood on the march. They're 2 points down. Fitteside is going to win this game, and down it goes. The ones that can drill on that intestinal fortitude. Up went Satori, almost kicked the ball out of the hands of Spawn, his teammate. It goes up towards McCarthy. That is McCarthy of Fitzroy. It's gone down to Bain. Bain of Fitzroy's kicked it high. Needs somebody to take a big mark.
Whoa!
almost taken there by Fitzroy. They go to the ground, players come over the top, and it's going to be a ball up.
Manson nearly took a spectacular
I thought it
mark
might have
there.
been paid, actually, Brian.
Yes, it was very, very close to being a sensational mark, Harry.
Okay, well, he's in the ruck now for this ball up. It's 20 metres out in front of Fitzroy's goal. Up they go. Pert decides to go for the safety of the goal line, and it's run over for it. No, it's not. Yes, it is. I think the goal umpire's given it. I think you'll find this is all clear a point. It's been run over by the Collingwood players, and the point will now be waived as Fitzroy moved to 13 goals 7, a total of 85. Collingwood at 12-10-82. Ball being kicked back into play, and very quickly indeed. Away they go from this time Pert. It came over toward right down looking for Buckley, tapped away by Kavanagh. He's worn him like a blanket all day today. Back it goes to McCarthy of Fitzroy to Roos. Roos is going to be trapped. Playing toward the umpire. Back it goes to Kavanagh. Fitzroy has the ball under control to McCarthy. He's done almost the best thing to get it over to Armstrong. Satori hand passes back to that player. He kicks the ball long. He's looking for Wheeldon. Wheeldon's got it. He'll have to hand pass quickly. He should have hand passed to his running teammate in Bain. But a beautiful effort there to smother the ball, and it saved the day for Collingwood. Michael?
Fantastic work from Gary Purdy. He was outnumbered 2-1 and fantastic smother.
Yes, right over the ball, although Wheeldon should have hand passed. The ball's been thrown in.
And Rocker goes up, brings the ball to the ground and straight out of bounds and over the line, and the boundary umpire signals. And that particular boundary umpire there, Harry, wearing some pink armbands, so a bit of colour there from the umpires. He's going to throw it back in the right full forward pocket for Fitzroy. They're kicking to the Yarra Falls end of the ground. Up goes Manson, flies high. It only goes as far as Watson. He gathers the ball in and kicks towards Krasiska. Krasiska on the half volley, couldn't quite gather it, almost an earned a free kick. The umpire calls play on, gave him plenty of opportunity to get rid of it. Socket off the ground by McCarthy to down towards Fitzroy's goals, and big James Manson there's got it around the ankles, couldn't quite gather the ball in cleanly. There's 3 or 4 players there, they're really throwing themselves in now. Both teams comes out of the pack to the Fitzroy plays, a snapshot at goal, and it's gone over the line and out of bounds on the right full forward pocket for Fitzroy.
That was Baldwin's boot, and of course out of bounds there. And you think it's significant that the umpires have chosen pink?
Well, I don't know what it means, but perhaps it is some sort of a catch cry. Nevertheless, it's going to be Gavin Brown to bring it back into play. He looks for Rocker. Rocker pushes his opponent back, but play on calls the umpire. Comes down to Krasiska. He gets a kick along the boundary line towards Nathan Buckley. He missed the ball. It spills to Roos. Roos balks around one player. Goes back in towards the centre corridor looking for Satori. Satori calls to his teammate, let it go, it's mine. He marks it on the chest. True centre half forward position for Fitzroy. Satori looks for the lead of Manson. Manson comes out, shrugs off his opponent there in Gary Pert. Or was it Ballantyne? And in fact it was Ballantyne, and Manson has marked 30 metres out on the slightest of angles, kicking to the Yarra Falls end of the ground.
Will he keep the distance, Michael?
I don't know. He's always been one of James's weaknesses, but he looks as though he's had a very good summer, Brian.
He certainly does. In comes Manson. There it is. It's gone straight through the middle. It is a goal. Gary Pert almost touching it on the line, but the umpire signals all clear. And that is a goal to Fitzroy, and most importantly to James Manson. He walks back nonchalantly to the square saying, do it all the time, fellas. Gets a kiss from his counterpart there in Doc Wheeldon. And Collingwood at the moment trailing 12-10-82 to Fitzroy 14-7-91. We've only played 7 minutes in this final quarter. Collingwood still in the game, but Fitzroy at the moment looking the goods.
They won't give in, will they, Fitzroy?
No, they've got fantastic spirit, Fitzroy, and almost extinct over the summer, but you'll know they always come out fighting.
Yes, Collingwood got 2 goals in 3 minutes, the opening 3 minutes. Fitzroy coming back now with Manson. I'm being tapped on the shoulder, and Megan's doing that, so I'm not going to knock that one back. We'll come to Megan straight after a break in play. She's got some scores. The ball's been bounced in the centre. Come out toward Mickey McGuan. Whipped out nicely now. It's come right down toward Paul Williams. He's run over the 50-metre line. On a save! And you can tell by the cries in the box. Whenever Collingwood get a goal, you know that BT will be up, and Michael Christian was up as well. In fact, they're all up there, and Collingwood's got its 13th goal. It's 3 points the difference on the INR scoreboard. Fitzroy 14-7-91, Collingwood 13-10-88, and here's Megan, yes, with the scores.
Okay, in answer to your question before, Harry, Dunstall's kicked 9 goals and Lockett's kicked 5, but the scores at Waverley are Hawthorn 17-11-113 to St Kilda 12-6-78, Western Oval, Footscray lead 16-9-105 to 12-5-77, they're beating Richmond, and And three-quarter time at the MCG, Essendon 6:9:45, Eagles 9:6:60.
And Matty Armstrong got it out. He got it out very nicely over to his teammate there. And that Fitzroy boy, Michael Dunstan, kicked it up forward, but Collingwood had come him out. They brought it out through right. He was right down in defence. Got it to Mark Fraser. Fraser in turn looking for Buckley. He's
great
play.
play.
Yes, it was great play, as Michael Christian said. And it goes up now toward Richardson. And Richardson's pushed out his opponent. He took a great mark. But Hawkins going to get the free kick now, ladies.
Harry, that reminds me of your days as an umpire.
Well, there is the kick by Hawkins straight out to his teammate over there. He found Johnston. Johnston turned to Satori. Satori will hand pass to Stretch. Stretch kicks long for Fitzroy, right down toward half forward. Pert marks. Pert has marked the ball, and he saved the day for Fitzroy. He's on the half-back flank. Michael, what about the decision?
Well, I thought it was a fantastic mark. He used his body beautifully, and very disappointing effort by the umpire, I
Looking at
thought.
the cans on the ground, Harry, I don't know whether it was a good decision.
Okay, the Collingwood supporters didn't agree with it. Anyhow, the ball comes to ground. Fitzroy whip it out nicely through McGregor. McGregor got it over to his running teammate, and it's come up now over there to Bain. Bain hooks up to Roos. Roos has kicked it long, and no one back there. And Pert will take the mark on his own.
Only his best mate.
Yes, it is his best mate, playing end to end they are, as it comes now down to Krasiska, chips it nicely. Francis should have taken it, didn't. Picked up here by Buckley, took too long to get rid of it. He's been freed. And now we're hearing some comments from in the box. We'll take your first comment, not a free kick.
Well, it wasn't a free kick, Harry. He had hardly gathered the ball, and when he did, the Fitzroy opponent held it to his chest. He couldn't get rid of it even if he had wanted to.
And do you agree with that, Michael?
Oh, absolutely. Very harsh decision on Nathan.
Nevertheless, it's going to be Bain. There he goes, looks for the lead of Doc Wilden. That's cut off, and Doc Wilden has given him one to go on with.
Book will come out here.
Mark Fraser. I think it was Fraser. Was it Chriso? Mark Fraser?
No, and young guy,
James.
Brett James.
And Doc Wilden coming in for plenty of attention from Mick McGuan and the other senior players at Collingwood. And the umpire has given 50 metres against Doc Wilden.
The emergency umpire's out there too, interestingly enough.
He's not even arguing with the umpire. He knows he's done the wrong thing. Boy, this could be a crucial decision. The umpire hasn't given 50, he's given 70 metres. Nevertheless, James said, I'll take the lot, whatever you want to give. Gavin Krasiska runs past. James ignores that. He goes for the strong option of Richardson. Is there McCartney, is it?
Yep.
It is McCartney. Great mark. Great body position there. Just stood his ground. No spectacular athletic ability in that. Just simply stood his ground and pure strength. McCartney marks the ball no more than 25 metres out. On a 45-degree angle. He's right in front of the member stand, so he's going to get plenty of advice on how to kick this ball. Harry Beisel.
Using that word advice, the umpires are getting plenty from the umpires up here in the box, and you can tell, ladies and gentlemen, this is a totally unbiased broadcast.
And in comes McCartney. Crucial kick for Collingwood. They trail at the moment by 3 points. In comes McCartney for the first time today, or in fact in the last 3 quarters, Collingwood hit the front. We're at the 12-minute mark of this final quarter. Great goal there by McCartney. Look at the Pies, they're on fire now. Gavin Brown going around whipping up the boys. Tony Shaw, and they're all out there. And certainly great play there. Mickey McGuan, he's been inspirational in patches in this game. Michael Christian.
Yes, 2 goals to McCartney, Michael.
Yes, he's made a difference, hasn't he, at centre forward on Paul Roos, but a crucial mistake from Doc Wilden. The ball was on the Fitzroy half-forward line. All of a sudden, it was in the teeth of the Collingwood goal, and that may prove very crucial at the end of the day. So I'm sure the runner will be straight out to Wilden to remind him of that.
And there's comments coming from Michael Christian. Obviously, he's got a future in football broadcasting. Collingwood 14-10-94, Fitzroy 14-7-91. The Pies are on fire. Here's BT.
And Rocker knocks it out to McGuan. McGuan gets a handball over to Francis. The old 1-2 back to McGuan. Balks around one player. Gives it to McCartney. He can run into an open goal. He should have gone over the top. It's gone offline. So Noddy putting plenty pressure on McCartney there. And it's a minor score only. Collingwood 14-10-94. Lead Fitzroy 14-7-91. Well, a perfect opportunity to Collingwood to extend their lead. What are we, 12 and a half minutes into this final quarter?
Okay, here's Hawking for Fitzroy, booting the ball out, and Satori flies high in front and takes another mark. He's been a strong player for Fitzroy today. one of the most influential in their effort and their fighting effort, as it goes right down toward the centre of the ground. Up went McGregor, couldn't take the mark, comes out to stretch. Stretcher Fitzroy, hand passes to the running Ruse, the captain. He's a great player on any day, and he finds McCartney. Now he's trying to find somebody to take a lead or stand in his ground. He won't take the mark, Kavanagh, got away on his own.
Great play.
Buckley went at him. It's picked up by Ryan of Collingwood to Buckley. Buckley over now to the new boy that came onto the ground.
James.
James has booted it long. It's right down toward the Fitzroy side. Holding the ball against Fitzroy. Holding the ball against Fitzroy. It's against Johnston. And the free kick is going to go to Collingwood in front of their social club stand,
Harry,
Bobby Rose stand.
You talk about quick draw McGraw, and the umpire certainly...
Square up there, I think, Brian, for the Buckley one at the other end.
Now, isn't that interesting? We're now getting the truth coming out here. It really wasn't a free kick, was it?
No, I thought it was a bit harsh. I think it was very similar to the one Nathan Buckley was penalised at the other end of the ground.
Well,
so,
can Collingwood
go?
BRBT, there's your big opportunity.
Who is actually kicking the goal? Is it
Paul
McCartney?
Williams.
Paul Williams, there he comes from 25 metres out. He's put it straight through the middle. A fairly difficult kick and goal there from Paul Williams.
That's his fifth.
And that is Williams' fifth. He has been electrifying in this last quarter, kicking a long bomb from about 55 minutes only moments ago. And there's another one to go with it. Collingwood 15-10. 100 points. Lead Fitzroy 14-7-91. 15 minutes into this quarter. Williams certainly has been a good player in this quarter, Michael Christian.
Fantastic, Brian. His form pre-season has been absolutely fantastic, Paul. He's played a lot of the football in the centre, but I think he's going to be one of the great players of the AFL season this year.
Okay, ball back in the centre of the ground. Umpire Mark Westgarth puts it down. Satori going up against his opposition player. Rocker got the tap down. Rocker's been taken away from full forward. In came Buckley, tried to kick it off the ground. He's back at his opponent, but Fitzroy get it away through line. They got it to Armstrong, and Armstrong to Ruse. Ruse down the half forward flank, and Shane Watson. There's a 50 metres.
Oh,
50
that
metre
is
coming up.
rubbish. Rubbish umpire.
That's BT speaking up. McCartney, Fox for that, I
well,
think.
Harry, there's no bias in that. He simply went to punch the ball away.
And down went McCartney. I think McCartney will recover pretty quickly. He might have just stuck the umpire in a little there, Michael.
He got it very quickly, didn't he, Harry, when he realised he had the 50-metre penalty?
That's right. And he's okay now, the head's cleared. But that doesn't mean to say that he'll be any certainty, even though he's only 10 metres out. He's on a bit of an angle. And one thing about McCarthy, he's not an accurate kick. In fact, Johnny Allen will tell me quietly what he's kicked so far today. As he moves in to shoot at goal, this one he has kicked. And so he's got 2 on the board for himself. But what's his overall stats there with his kicking for goal? He's kicked 3 points. So that's his first goal, is it?
Yep.
Yes, it is. So he's kicked 1 goal, 3. Fitzroy, however, come within 3 points. On the INR scoreboard, they're 15-7-97. Collingwood are 15-10-100. 17 minutes have been played, and it's a rip snorter of a game.
Paul Ruse is fantastic, isn't he? I mean, he was the one that ran off half back there and received the ball in the centre wing just to create that extra man across the centre line to be able to get the ball forward into the Fitzroy forward line to McCarthy. So a very dangerous player.
Back in the centre of the ground, it's going to be Rocker and Satori. Satori jumps straight into Rocker, and he's going to receive the free kick. Yes, Severio Rocker did the right thing there. He will receive the free kick in the true centre position of the ground. It's going to be Rocker. What will he do? Will he go long and look short to the wings? He decides to go long. He's a prodigious kick. There's no that's no exception. Great mark there by Richardson. He's almost paid.
Oh, yes.
50 metres.
Oh, another one.
Mark Zanotti kicked the ball after the umpire had blown the whistle, and 50 metres, well, that's a little bit technical. Number 1, I didn't think the mark really was worthy of being
Well,
paid.
what happened there was
and
that...
number 2, Zanotti didn't hear the whistle.
No, Satori picked the ball up and then threw it down. And in throwing it down, he is given the 50 metre, and Richardson just waltzes in. He just kicks an easy goal, and Collingwood go further ahead. Now, the message has got to come out to Satori. He's played a pretty good game for Fitzroy. You cannot afford to show your disgust no matter what you think about a decision. And he's given a gift goal to Collingwood. They're 16-10-106. Fitzroy 15-7-97. That's a good lead now. It's 9 points.
Absolutely, and it's fantastic play from Rocker. I think he's really given the side a big lift into the ruck. He's really charged and knocked the ball forward, and He's very impressive playing in that position.
There goes that boundary umpire, Harry, with the pink armbands back to the point of the square. We're back in the centre of the ground.
The girlfriend might have died.
He tries to bring the ball to the ground, stacks on the mill. We're going to have another ball up in the centre of the position. Well, look at the way he runs backwards, Harry. And just to think you're responsible for coaching those guys. There we are, back in the true centre position of the ground.
He's got 2 pink ones.
Satori, he's been great in the ruck today. This time another free kick to Rocker. He's not keeping his eye on the ball in the ruck, and of course Rocker trying to do the right thing there. We're in the centre of the ground. It's going to be Rocker to kick it long again. There's no way he'll go short with the length he gets in his kick. Look at that kick, drop punt kick that travels 70 metres, clears the top of the pack. It was so long. Richardson tries to gather the ball. Zanotti sweeps it off the ground. Only goes as far as the boundary line. Left full forward pocket for Collingwood. Sheeran stand into the ground. At the moment, Collingwood 16-10, 106. Lead Fitzroy 15-7, 97. 19 minutes into this final quarter, Big H.
And the 6 goals in this quarter so far to Collingwood as the ball is tapped out again, but it's straight over the boundary line, but it's still in that Collingwood forward pocket. It's on the outer side of the ground. They're kicking down to the Sheeran stand end. There's a bit of the shade of the Sheeran stand. The players would be loving to get into the shade as the ball has been thrown high in the air. Up they go. Satori out the back. Tries to find a teammate. The Fitzroy player, Bain, was held but not in possession. He'll get the free kick. And Fraser stands and mark it. Away goes Bain. Bain gets the kick in nicely. Tries to find the teammate. Will it pick up for him? It does. Bounces nicely as Boyd right on the boundary line. Kicks it long. He got a little bit of attention there from James, the boy from Norwood. Comes out to Ross Line. Line kicks it up nicely. Finds Spawn. He's well tackled. Play on calls the umpire. Collingwood gets the ball through Rocker. Great tackle there by Hassel. Hassel was the boy responsible to give the opportunity now to Gavin Brown. He keeps it in play. No, he doesn't. It's tapped over the boundary line. Headouts over and out to be thrown in. It's on centre wing in front of the rider stand. It's on the far side of the ground, and Satori moves up into the ruck against Rocker. Rocker's been a big influence. Satori's got the front position. He taps it out the back, goes over Bain's head, slides onto it. Ooh. Did a great job. It's like a cricket slide, but the ball whipped out nicely. It's come out to right. He's booted it along. Up goes Hawkins, who is in front of Richardson on that occasion. And that boy Hawkins played a great game for Fitzroy today. Definite find. And he takes the mark and whips out the hand pass again to Roos. Roos will follow up. Look at him go. Go, 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 Roos. And he comes up past half-back, kicks it out of bounds on the full. And that wasn't the captain's example.
No, very uncharacteristic, wasn't he? He's normally a fantastic deliverer of the ball.
And over there is Monkhorst playing ball boy. He's not on the field. He's just grabbing it and handing it up firstly to the boundary umpire, now to his teammate in Shane Watson.
And Watson from true centre wing position right in front of the players race there, kicks long. This time looking for Roos once again, but up over the top was it Paul Williams there. Takes a great mark and in some great company there. Of course, Paul Roos was flying high for that ball as well. So Paul Williams with not as much height, certainly a spectacular mark there. Right in front of the member stand. He looks short to Buckley. Buckley on the lead marks. Too far out to score. 60 metres.
I reckon he should have a shot.
Members side of the ground, Harry. They're going to slow it down. There's no question about that. But he cannot get the distance from there in my book. He is a prodigious kick.
Well, this is nice. I think he can. What do you reckon, Michael, before he kicks it?
Well, I certainly think he'll have a go at it. I know that much.
60 metres, the torpedo punt. There it goes. It falls right into the square. Here's the pack. It's a point. Wow. He did get the distance, Harry, though. It wasn't on the fall. It bounced.
It didn't bounce.
Oh,
it bounced over the
bounced in the drain.
There'll be some money put one off you this year, mate.
Well done, Buckley. Big kick. Back into play for Fitzroy. There it goes. Out in the true centre wing position. Fraser, great job. Scoops the ball back to Tranquilli. Runs into it. In fact, it was Stephen Ryan. He was tackled, dispossessed of the ball. Armstrong gets a handball out to Spawn. Spawn looks for the short pass, and he finds Ross Lyon. Ross Lyon for Fitzroy. Slows things down. He decides to play on. Watson goes out to tackle him. Couldn't get there on the left foot. Lyon looks for Wilden. Wilden's held by Pert, but the umpire calls play on. No free kick. Out of bounds. Right full forward pocket for Fitzroy. And certainly umpire's letting things go now in this late stage of the game. We've played 22 minutes. Collingwood 16-11, 107. Lead Fitzroy 15-7, 97.
And ball being thrown in. Chance for Fitzroy. It's on the outer side of the ground. Up goes Manson. Whips it out the back to Cummings. Left foot snap. Shocker. And it's out of bounds right beside the behind post and about to be thrown in. On the 3INR scoreboard, it's 107-97 and Collingwood are in front by 10 points. They've trailed most of the day, but they're in front of the business end of the game as the clock ticks up to 22.5 minutes played. This quarter has got about 4.5 to 5 minutes to go. A vital 5 minutes for both teams. Ball high in the air. Perfect conditions, but very, very hot for the players. Up went Manson, gave his team an opportunity. Here's a chance now for Armstrong. He was on his natural left foot. He had a little bit of time. He didn't take it. And the ball has been forced out of bounds with a punch by the Collingwood defence. Now it's in front of the big scoreboard. So it's on the opposite side from the outer now. And this is an opportunity still for Fitzroy. Up goes Manson. He's playing his heart out. Ball on ground. They're trying to pick it up. Players throwing themselves in. And it's gone over the boundary line to be thrown in. It's desperate stuff now, Michael.
Oh, it's fantastic stuff. There's great attacking play by Fitzroy and great defence from Collingwood.
And so high in the air it goes again. Waiting for somebody to try and take the tap out. It's out the back. Can Fitzroy get hold of it here? They're running up onto it. In a chance there is McGregor. Breaks clear of the tackle. Went for a hand pass. Kicked off the ground by Mickey McGuan. It's going to be picked up by McCartney. Grabbed. He just got the hand pass in time. Cummings in front of goal. Whips it down. And Chris Kiska is going to sit back and take the mark. He was right on the behind line. He's taken 2 bounces. He looks around to see if anyone's there. He says, what do you want me to do? Keep running? Oh, well, he says, I will. And he bounces 3 times, then 4, kicks it down towards centre wing. And the ball's gone out of bounds with Zanotti playing it up there. And young Ryan, the former Richmond player, forcing Zanotti to put it out of bounds and out of play. So it's about to be thrown in yet again. Rocker in the ruck with Satori. Satori comes front. Rocker trying to get the position, but Satori beat him. Almost a great interception there by Fraser. Tapped out to Spawn. Spawn of Fitzroy to Armstrong. Back to Satori. Good play, Fitzroy. You need a goal. Up towards centre half forward. Up will go Manson. They outmanoeuvred down there. And a lovely mark has been taken in defence by Kurt. Well, he's a player and a half. Here's BT.
Certainly, it was Ballantyne. In fact, he plays on, kicks at McGuan. McGuan in the centre of in the centre square, steadies things down, kicks sideway out towards the wing. It's over this time to Ballantyne. He takes the mark, takes 1 bounce, waits for someone to come to him. Almost took a second. Instead, he goes long. This time to Stephen Ryan. Stephen Ryan should have held that mark. It spills to ground. Play on. Zanotti knocks it back in towards the centre, and there it was. Jimmy White. He couldn't gather the ball. Brown comes through, gets a handball out quick, spills over to Stephen Ryan. He gets a handball off to Hassel. Hassel has a pop shot at goal, smothered off the boot, and it's going to be touched and over the line and out of bounds right in front of the member stand. That is the Bob Rose stand here at Victoria Park.
25 minutes gone. Only a couple of minutes to go in this game, and Collingwood in front by 10 points.
And here we go. Boundary throw in right in front of the member stand, getting plenty of advice there. The umpires, thank goodness that boundary umpire with the pink armbands isn't on that side of the ground.
You've been given plenty of advice up here, you two.
Oh, certainly has. There he goes. Throw the ball in. This time it's Richardson. He wins over the top. It goes as far as Zanotti. He can't quite gather the ball. Richardson spins out of the pack. I don't know how he got it, but he's got it. He's had a shot at goal. And it's just gone off to the right-hand side and a minor score only. Well, goodness gracious me. How he spun out of the pack, I'll never know. Nevertheless, it's advanced the score by another minor score.
That's understandable with you because you didn't have that flair to be able to...
16-12, 108 to Fitzroy, 15-7, 97, Harry Beitzel.
That ball's been kicked in. Up goes Roos, can't take the mark, but he recovers well. Hand passes to the running Armstrong with 2 bounces and a third. Do you want a 4th? No, he's going to kick it long. Doc Wheeldon's left down there to try and take a mark. Didn't do so. Line runs it on open goal for Fitzroy and plugs it. Through it goes, and Fitzroy has moved to 16 goals now, and it's 5 points the difference. Fitzroy, 16 goals, 7 will be a total of, I'll wait for it to go up.
107.
107, and no, it can't be 107, must be 103. 16-7, 103. Collingwood at 16-12, 108. Michael.
Harry, it's bringing back some terrible memories of the game at last year at Princes Park when Paul Roos kicked the goal in the dying seconds to lead Fitzroy to a 3-point win. So Collingwood certainly need to get the ball out of the centre here.
Right. Well, next goal is vital. BT.
Back in the centre of the ground. There he goes. Rocker wins that one clearly. Goes towards McGuan. He gathers it. Gets a boot to ball quickly. And McCartney in front is marked. Well done there, Mickey McGuan. He says to Jason McCartney, slow it down. Let's take our time. We're 27 minutes into this final quarter. We have a lead of 5 points. Let's use the clock.
It may go a bit longer. I've been saying about 27 minutes, but there's been 9 goals kicked in this quarter so far.
From 55 metres, just outside the 50-metre zone. He is a long kick. In he comes. Goes fairly close to the man on the mark. It's a long kick. Gets straight. It's a goal! Over the top of the pack. The cheer squad dropped the fence and Jason McCartney has kicked another goal. Fantastic goal there by Collingwood. And they respond in the only way you can with a major. Collingwood 17-12. 114 lead Fitzroy, 16-7, 103.
He's kicked 3 in this last quarter. We'll get the microphone over to Megan for some around the ground scores. Yes, Megan.
MCG, Eagles leading 10-11-71 to 9-10-64 by 7 points. Down at Footscray by 10 points. And at Waverley, Hawthorn by 42 points.
Yeah, well done, Megan. Back to Michael Christian for a comment. We'll wait for the result of this bounce down. Bain goes in for Fitzroy. Just trickles off his boot in. There was Brown. Brown's booted a long way, trying to find McCartney. The Heroes kicked 3 goals in this quarter as it comes down now toward Francis. Francis gets a free kick and then he calls play on the umpire. And it goes straight into a beautiful smothered by line. Line of Fitzroy. Danger coming up as it goes out here toward his teammate, and Armstrong kicked down. He was looking for the lead up. He won't get the lead. It's been punched away by Watson. Comes toward the boundary line. Going in there is Doc Wilden on the left boot. Chips shortly. Spawn's got it. Spawn, the former Essendon player, about 70 metres out, fires long towards goal. Up they'll go and try and knock it out. They have an opportunity down here again, and there goes Hassel. Hassel of Collingwood, safety of the boundary line, and the pink arms of the boundary umpire go up and signal it's out of bounds. We've got to 29 minutes. Michael Christian.
A very unfortunate play. Francis thought the umpire had blown the whistle stop, tackled by a Fitzroy player, and the arms were waving by the umpire to play on.
And so the ball high in the air. Up goes Rocket, taps it out okay. Fitzroy trying to intercept. They have. It comes toward Bain. Bain's taken it over the boundary line and it's another throw in. Valuable seconds ticking away. 28 and a half, 29. 29 ticking up right now on that scoreboard. And this might be the longest quarter. It will be the longest quarter of the day. The ball's high in the air on the 50-metre line. Up they go. It was Rocker again to tap it down for Collingwood. Be a ball up. Certainty. And more seconds tick away. Now it's come up to almost 30 minutes gone. And maybe Collingwood have got it. They're 3 points. They're more than 3 points. They're 11 points in front. They're 114 to 103. And the ball down on Fitzroy's half-forward line. Can they get a score? The hand pass was bad. Mickey McGuan intercepts. He's gone for 2 bounces with a left foot kick. He's going to find his teammate over there. And Buckley running with the football. Nobody on him. Buckley not only takes the mark, now he nonchalantly plays on as Kavanagh comes in very slowly. They're weary, the players. It's been a fantastic effort by all the players. In fact, the whole 21 of both sides have played. 42 players here today. The ball's out of bounds, but it's back in the safety of the Collingwood half-forward flank. And it's back to BT because I think he's going to call the final siren and a victory for Collingwood.
Right in front of the member stand, the boundary umpire throws it back in. This time it's big James Manson over the top with a solid knock. It only goes as far as William. He balks around one player. There's the second player. Takes a bounce as well. Has a long kick towards goal. It's not going to make the distance. Sonotti's there. Punches the ball away from Stephen Ryan. In comes McCartney. He's upended there. Falls to ground. The ball spills on the ground once again. No clear possession there. And finally Jimmy Wine spins out with a handball. It only goes as far as the boundary line. Right full forward pocket for Collingwood. Right in front of the Bob Rose stand. And Collingwood at the moment, 17-12, 114. Lead Fitzroy, 16-7, 103. We've played 31 minutes in this final quarter here at Victoria Park. Richardson and Manson do battle. Richardson gathers that ball on the full. Almost gets a quick handball. Spills to ground once again. In there goes, for Collingwood, it was on that particular occasion Tranquilly, and he couldn't win the ball clearly. And the umpire says, come in. Give it to me, fellas. I'm going to bounce it up. We're right in the attacking zone for Collingwood. Only 25 metres out from their goal at the Sharon stand into the ground. Manson's trying like hell out there at the moment. He knocks it down to another former Collingwood player, McGregor. McGregor gets ball to boot. Only as far as the boundary line. This time it's gone out in the full. He gets plenty of attention from young Tony Francis there, and it's going to be Collingwood through Gavin Brown. By the looks, it is Gavin Brown. He's taking a free kick for out of bounds right in front of the Fitzroy bench there. He's taking plenty of time, which is in front of the Bob Rose stand. Gavin Brown is certainly going to do the best to get it as close as he can to the goal mouth there. And in that, he passes off to Graham Wright. Well, precious seconds ticking away.
I thought you had the big chance. There's the siren, Brian.
There it is.
Call it.
Collingwood have won 17-12, 114 to Fitzroy, 16-7, 103. That quarter going 32 minutes. Bit of a box on up in the goal square. The mature Mickey McGuan comes in and separates them. What a great victory for Collingwood coming from behind in the final quarter.
Okay, well, Wright didn't bother to take the kick. And the goal umpire's racing up toward the centre of the ground. The umpire's going off the field.
Would you take it off those guys with the pink armbands, Harry?
No way.